evening, Artisan. How are you doing? There we are, folks. A lovely Monday evening for myself. Assuming time zones are usually kind of earlier. You thirst? You just have more Subcom goodness? Know the feeling. Alright, I do have a whole bunch of things lined up today. Ooh, pork ribs. Pork ribs sound good. Unfortunately, all I had for dinner myself was pizza. Oh well, I'll just have to settle for that. 4-ish hours. Oh, slow cooked. Very nice. Just slides right off the bone into your mouth. Good stuff. Anyway, thanks for the distractions. Thinking about food. I have a bunch of games lined up. Absolutely worth the effort. Except, I'm a shit cook. Also not that patient. Alrighty, anyway, so I got games lined up and I'm going to start out with I'm going to start with this game. I've got 4 games to cast here and might as well get the ball rolling. And firing up first, we have going down on Desolation. Is a 1v1 match. In fact, it's a 1v1, not a ladder match, because of the ratings are 1800 each on the dot. So we know these guys have decided to do this as a custom matchup, but it is on Desolation. Now then, I haven't really seen this one before. Kind of new to me. Let's have a look at the reclaim first off. Let's just check what we've got. 30k with the reclaim on the map. It is a 20 by 20, so that's a reasonable amount, and is reclaimed basically everywhere. Whole clumps of rocks sitting around there. Some bigger bits here. Some buildings to reclaim as well. Half a damaged hydro and all the rest of it. So it's not too bad. But anyway, let's have an introduction of the players up on the top right corner here. He's actually on team 2. I should have gone the other way, but this is Oriko Koriko. He's Cybran and he is in orange today. He's opened himself first thing, grabbing the double adjacency with 2 mass extractors to reduce the cost of things coming out of there. And his opponent today, down in the bottom corner, is Grimplex. Grimplex has popped himself as UEF. He's just grabbing the single adjacency, which was better in the long run, bringing this mix with assistance. Anyway, he's first lane, he's got his mix up, he's putting his hydro, and that's pretty much the build. Factory, 4 mixes, hydro. Very standard build, pretty much the opening order for anything. Whole bunch of reclaim back here to help boost your early eco. Reclaim down here as well. You can see planning that manual gather just to help boost things even quicker. And again, manual gather over here. If you've got the eco, it's great to do at the start of the game. When you have the APM available to you, don't have to worry about units or anything like that. And you can take the time just to grab your engineer and tell him to pick up those individual little bits one after the other really quickly. However, he's missed the big rock. Not sure if that's deliberate or if that's a mistake, but either way, it's still there and he's going to need to grab it. Alrighty. Let's drag out and checking up here we see Orikokuro and Auric. I'm not going to pronounce that full name every time. I'm not going to do it. Absolutely refuse to. Mainly because I bloody well can't. So this is now Auric. He's not going to be Orikokoro. Fuck him. Auric. I give up. So Auric versus Grim. That's it. There we go. Alright, so Grim has his first air factory up, thrown out a scout and an interceptor follow, the same for Auric over there. So similar ideas. I'm guessing they want to try and prevent any early bombers or perhaps transports that might go out. Right, scouts away. Just tiny bit ahead is Grim. The scout is a little smidge ahead of Auric, but that's just how even it is between these guys. Both 1800, both doing very well. They got the same eco, same energy. Your mass is a little bit in favour of Grim by a couple of hundred there. Not really much to bandy about, but that's just how close these guys are in rating in their playstyle. So it is all well and good. There we go. Got the bomber coming out from there, and that's actually going to be seen by the scout. So if Grim is watching, he's going to see that and probably maybe tag it. He might have missed it, might have been trying to find this interceptor right there, have a little bit of a fight in the middle, which is a nice little distraction if Auric can keep it up. Get the bomber out to the side, get the units up air up the middle, and might be able to sneak around to the back over this way and get a kill or a few on some Engies. We'll see how that develops on the way. Righty, but up here though we see this engineer has already made it up this far, so Auric a little bit ahead with expansion. Engineer all the way out here grabbing that, and another engineer up here grabbing the list mix. Down here we see that, well, yep, seems like, oh, there's a drop. Okay, that's going to help. So that's what Grim has been doing. He has been thrown down, getting up stuff for a drop, and he's taking these guys a bit further away. G'day, Rice. All the games that I cast, they are replays in Forged Alliance. That is correct. I trawl through the replay pool and I find interesting games to cast, and I do exactly that. Throw these now for your entertainment. Taking the time to find them. If you are looking through replays and you see something you think is pretty neat and you reckon it could be worth casting, then by all means throw it out. I've got a Discord in my links below. You can chuck the replay ID in one of the chat channels there and I'll have a look at it when I get a chance. This bomber is going to get his bombs away. Going to kill a whole bunch of engineers. How many is he going to get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 engineers with one pass. That's a very successful bomber. He's having the time of his life. Doesn't matter what else happens, that bomber has got himself 5 kills. And boy, is he a happy lady. Will the interceptor kill the bomber before it gets another bomb run off? I don't think so. That's going to be a bunch of power down now as well. 3 power gens, so 5 engineers, 3 power generators. That is an incredibly happy one. I only see 6 kills because the PGs exploded the ones beside it, but nonetheless, that's still 5 engies. 4 PGs. Very, very happy bomber. Still do not have anti-air up, so might get a couple more kills, but its time in the air is limited. Another 1, 2, 3 engineers, so my word, has that bomber paid for itself or what? 8 engineer kills, 4. That's just brutal, and that's going to put a serious damper. You see that Grim has had to change up. He's had to stop building the factory that he wanted to do and has had to start working towards replenishing his power. This one's had to be paused because he's just got nothing. Poor fella. But he has got good expansion with these engineers up here, and that's nicely done. He's got some incoming units, but they're a bit late to stop that. Factories are down and ready to mass produce. So despite that nice bomber, Grim remains ahead on eco and mass and even on power, so he's done alright for himself despite lovely little bomber. Now Auric seems to have forgotten that he's got these 2. No, he hasn't. Hurts the commentator. Just there. Yeah, fair enough. Look, yeah, honestly, if you want to play, multiplayer is still great, it's still very much alive, and there's plenty of people who can teach you how to play. Make sure you grab the Forged Alliance server. As you already mentioned, you're going to play through FAF. As you do, the balance changes are fantastic, the community is good, and as always there's some bad eggs in the community, but don't worry about those. But definitely grab it, and just, you know, there are noobs that play all the time. Always welcome to join in, always welcome to ask for help in the chat. There are people around more than willing to do so. Alright, down here though we see that Auric has moved on forward with some energies and is building a little forward base right in his, well, I guess you could say it's the opponent's half of the map because it is closer to Grim's spawn than Auric's. Another drop coming out from Grim actually. Where's he taking that one? All the way over, so he wants to grab this corner as well. I think he might struggle. There is a factory here which could start popping out units if Auric was paying attention. He does have, yeah, patrolling scouts, so he's going to know when that does come over. And of course we have some indies flopping up over here, so Grim's going to be well aware of the problem emerging. His doorstep. Right, how are these fellas going? Well, looks like Grim has finally fallen behind a little bit in the eco game. Not too surprising because of the whole raiding that did happen to him. Managed to keep up for a while, but maybe he's expecting more bombers. Don't know, but he's absolutely thinking about lots of power. Hey, no worries, man. I tried to help. I mean, I love this game. This has been a staple game, the best RTS I've ever played. I'm going to say that hands down, and I've tried a lot. I could have started with Total Annihilation, the spiritual this is a spiritual successor to. Absolute first proper 3D. First proper 3D RTS. And the first one with artillery that actually felt like artillery firing from halfway across the map. But anyway, I digress. Keep an eye on the action here. So this has been spotted by Auric. The drop came in and he's rolled some of his own engines. It looks like probably a drop of his own. I don't see a transport. Maybe they wandered on up from somewhere or on the move, but either way there's more build power here from Auric, and Grim is obviously got his attention elsewhere because he's not even trying to reclaim these guys. They're just sitting around, laughing at each other, booting up beside each other, but that point defense gets done and it's going to be game over for Grim. Yep, absolutely. Anyway, a bit of a push coming in here from Auric right into Grim's territory, and he hasn't got much on the ground to stop it. He's got a bomber loitering around, or a couple of bombers loitering around, which could cause some issues, but overall they're not going to get a heck of a lot done. There are some inties, bit of an air fracker going over here. Looks like it may go better for Grim, fairly even actually, 5 on 5. Oh, there we go, a couple more inties drop down for Auric and he tries to bug out. Gonna see one intie chasing after, but they're going right over Sky Slammer, so gonna lose a couple to those. Okay, bombers getting more work done down here, and honestly, it just feels like Auric is pushing left, right and centre. Trying to push at the top as well, but he's not going to get anything done there. There's just too much build power. Look at all the factories Grim has lined up. So many factories, so much build power going on. There's going to be swarms coming out of there. Down here though, this expansion is in danger. Grim has his attention absolutely elsewhere because it's still just engineers coming out of that factory. He's going to want to change that up and kill things off before it gets too bad on that front. Alright, Commander's decided that's enough is enough out of these guys. He's going to wander up and blab them down. No dramas there. Bombers are keeping a hold up here. Units just getting picked off one by one. This Max Extractor still survives. That one's dead though. So see you later. Up here we have a bit of an air presence from Auric, grabbing some jesters out to help contend with all this T1 spam. Even just chucking a couple of anti-air units out there would help, because these interceptors, while they can come in and help take care of things, they are at a disadvantage. They have to take out the jesters, which are particularly tough, and then also deal with any incoming reinforcing inties from Auric. Right, jesters are going down and the push does carry on. We might see if there's enough units, a bit of an oust on that hill there. But having said that, also a sizable number of units coming down here, but they may just run straight into a commander who's just lying in wait. If he knew, he'd probably be sending artillery to have a good shot of them from range, but also a push through the middle by Grim, so he's pushing everywhere. He's doing basically pushing back on Auric. He's got units up the top having to go there, he's got units coming through the middle, they're going to start having to go at what's down here, although they may run into a point defense, which would be a very bad time for them. But then the counter push is happening this way too. Okay, these units have decided to skirt the commander, completely ignoring the main base, and is going down to wipe out this expansion here, which they will absolutely do. There's not enough on the ground to stop them, and that's going to be a wipe of that station. Checking up here though, we see pretty much the same situation going on. More units streaming into that top, and that's going to be a wipe of Auric out of that spot. He ain't going to be able to hold that. He did have some air around, but the interceptor's cleaning that up. A single bomber remains, but there's more streaming in all the time. Just look at that. This little merry band of rampant tanks is having to go. Where are they going? Don't go this way. You'll die if you go that way. No, going off to the left to clean out here, which they will do as well because there's no defences. There's a factory slowly spitting out units, but they are going straight down this way. Like they want to reinforce this bottom spot, which is absolutely now held by Auric. Up here still contested, so Auric has been fighting back on that. Grim has pushed up and he's got more and more units coming up, although yeah, that's actually not going to last much longer. I thought maybe it would be around for a wee bit longer than that because he was getting some reinforcing units being pushed in. But we'll say goodbye to the air factory, say goodbye to the mix, sorry, the mix, yep, and the hydro all down. So that's now cleaned out for Grim at approximately the same time, a little bit after Auric cleans out this. Do have a point, some PD down there which will help massively. There's no arty in this group, so they're going to have a really bad time facing up against this point defense. and a commander, so they're going to wipe out pretty quickly. Nothing they're going to manage to get done at all. But these guys have finished arriving on the right hand side. Down goes factory, and then the mass extractors will follow. That's going to be a removal of that expansion for Auric. Still ahead on eco though. Not by a heck of a lot, but he's still ahead. Here we go, engineers coming over, I would imagine. Yes it is, that's Engie's coming over to drop onto this little wee spot here. And Auric wants to grab that eco for his own. Up on the top, and we see that Grim hasn't managed to do the same thing, though he has got more units down here. They're facing off against the commander, units and bombers. If he's not going to keep his air in attendance, he wants to think about some anti-air in this mix, because they are just going to get shredded by that, and that. Might as well run away, maybe a bit too late. Picking out the progress here though, no, that's pretty much stalled, and some units in attendance. Looks like another bit of a swarm's coming this way. Maybe he wants to clear these out, but he's going to want some tier 1 RD, because these guys will have fun with tanks. Do we have RD in the mix? Well, I think I hear them. Yeah, there's a couple of Lobos floating around. There's a few. But you're going to run into these guys, and possibly too many anti-air in the mix. So it is useful to have anti-air in the mix of your tier 1 units, but if you have too many, then it takes away from their strength on the ground. But if you have none, and air turns up, and that's actually T2 air from Auric, so he's made a transition in tech. He's got power up, there's a shield, there's a T2 factory, and he's going straight for T3 as well. Oh my word, he's going for that. We have any tech on the ground for Grim, or we don't. He's sticking with the T1, and this is going to be, I think this is a bit of a gamble. He's trying to get T3 air. No, he's cancelled it actually. He has cancelled the T3 air upgrade, so he's not doing the gamble yet. And he thinks, maybe not. I won't do that. And he's switched back to just producing T1 air because he's losing ground kind of, well, everywhere. Lost up there. This is a massive push coming in this way, and you see the Lobos have moved up towards the front, and they're now raining death and destruction down on these hapless little T1 PD, which can't do anything about it. The tanks are around to help protect the artillery when Auric defends with his own, but now it is time to wander over. That point defense is going down, and this is a lost little forward base. Yeah, sure, bring in your Renegade. It's not going to be able to kill these guys off in time. Plenty of Lobos which do massive damage to structures, and plenty of tanks to help kill off anything that rolls off the production line, so that is gone. But speaking of production, we have factories down here from Auric, and they are just going to be harassing all the way down here all day every day, and that's going to be a massive annoyance. And we have a single Mantis has snuck its way down and is about to get himself a whole bunch of engineer kills, except for the fact there are 2 strikers around, and they're going to kill him off before he gets no more than 1. Unfortunate timing. But there we go, just the in combat green wave of death rolls over this position, and it is no more. Right, this group that have been loitering around here just waiting for more action, they're like, okay, it's time. And he's going for the bottom expansion. Up here this has been, well, I would say it's been a hold, but it hasn't really. Oh, hold for Grim that is. Auric has managed to repel this off. He's got plenty of his own units sitting down here. Some Lobos back, lobbing shells over, going to cause a bit of havoc and damage, just to really be frustrating to all these guys stuck down here. They're going to fall back, draw these units with them. In the meantime, there's a completely separate push going on down here, but I think Auric has spotted that, which is why he's brought his comm back. He wants to keep his base defended. Commander's basically all he's got to do that with. But over here we see things dying horrible deaths. Lone engineer with a radar. Engineer's going to survive, but the radar won't. And now we see this coming on down, streaming units in one by one against a wall of units is never a good strategy, but when you have that many units, you just don't care. But running into that, you should care. These tanks are in for a really bad time, especially with a second point defense here. They're going to get precisely not much done. You see they are dying off very, very quickly. RPD, but this is a larger swarm. Let's really have a go. We still have more renegades out. We have that T3 shift. Well, he started it again actually. He decided, yeah, no, I want T3. And he's going for it. And checking out, we have a couple of units have gotten around the back here, but they're going to die off, not get a lot done. And let's just have a unit count, shall we? Grim is fielding 270 tanks and 60 artillery compared to 40 Mantis and 7 RD. So, yep, if you're Auric, you've got problems. Looks just like a drop attempt, so that's going to try to land down here and do some damage to the base, but actually it looks like it's going to get down. There's some single anti-air picks up and starts shooting at it, and that's been spotted by Inties. I think it's going to get the units down though. Yeah, it will. So there we go. It has been spotted though. We should see these units come back. Cool. So yep, those are going to get a heck of a lot done. Probably going to kill off some T1 mass extractors, but otherwise they're going to run afoul of a bunch of units here and get bugger all done otherwise. Checking out up here, just to park some units here, because why not? Serve them up as a distraction whilst you rampage through whatever's down here with these guys. But there are a bunch of renegades around, just being a bit annoying. How many's got? 4 renegades, just sort of picking off units where they can, but it's a lot going on. That T3 upgrade is almost done. We are looking at 80% completed, and yeah, that's a problem. That could be a problem for Grim if it eventuates, because he's only got T2 air at the moment, but he will have a lot of ground control. Alright, single auto gun here is going to die off any moment. Another auto gun up here is going to have good times though. There are some RC in the mix. I did see some shells flying over, but not enough ground now to oust this position, and there goes the air battle. More units down here lobbing some shells over. Everybody's having fun shooting the ground, because the ground is your friend. Absolutely. But there we have it. Attack move up, and it's going to be units on units. Artillery back here throwing shells over it. It's going to be fun. Right, checking up here though, a very large swarm. We do have that T3 air factory completed, and the first things he's working on is some T3 power, because you need that if you're going to run T3 air. See, the factory's paused, not building a damn thing. Going to get that power up, and it is going up pretty quickly, so that is quite handy. You see some units pushing, and they just run into a counter swarm of Mantis, but there's far more units here, and I think he wants to consider... Well, it's hard to judge whether he wants to really rush him with that amount. Reinforcements coming through all the time from Auric, but I think there's enough units here to have a good go and maybe cause some damage out if it wasn't for these T1 PD and the bombers overhead. So these guys are going to get a lot of work done, do a lot of damage. Still no anti-air in the ground mix. Up here we see this attack is kind of faltered out. We've got arties just all lining the edges across there, killing stuff as they go. Seems like they stopped and just started murdering things while everything else is shooting the ground. The artillery just lobs some shells over, get some free kills. Alright, check out the rest of that. We have T2 air factories paused whilst, nope, started up again, grabbing some more T2 power. No tech on the ground that I can see. Any T2 factories up here? Nope, this is all Tier 1 spam just carrying on. And the hordes keep on moving, but they're being held back. We've got Renegades doing some great work here, 11 kills in that guy, 33 for him. And of course, T1 PD dotted around the place is a great counter to tanks. This lot did push in, but they got not much done on account of point defense, air, and basically everything else. That, I think, is a strat bomber. There we go. And why not? You got T3 air, your opponent doesn't. A strat bomber is the answer. And this guy can get a lot of work done now. Turn on the stealth, because why not as well? You got the energy to do it, and we see Auric is actually moving in with his air wing. So he is wanting to take out Grim's air, or at least distract it, while that T3 bomber comes on over. Now, this is what we're going to be keeping an eye on. The inches ever closer to his main base. We have a drop coming, so a Skyhawk attempting to be a full-on distraction. Oh, don't tell me that survives. That's rude. It was 100% in midair. Shouldn't have survived, but I hear the strat. There it goes. Where's it landing on? 2 T2 mixes, a bunch of power, and anti-air. And now it turns around, lobs a bomb at all these units over here. Giant clump goes down. That gives us 27 kills. Oh dear. This is the first ASF out for Auric as well. Gets caught by the wing of T1. Even if you're an ASF, a whole swarm of T1 interceptors will do bad things to you. I get a few kills, but yeah, if you get caught out like that, then have a bad time. Where's that bomber gone? Well, it's loitering back here. Doesn't want to commit just yet till the air's cleared out. Gonna take some time sending our ASFs in one by one. But what do we have planned down here? Why do we still have this Mantis? Still sitting there. Ah, emergency T3 air shift from Grim. He's like, oh snap, that's T3 air. I better get my own. And he has focused everything on that. Literally everything. He could bring these guys just like an inch back, just back a tiny wee bit, and they would kill that Mantis right away. Apparently, he's not gonna. A curious decision. And in the meantime, Auric has been winning air and killing land everywhere. These bombers are absolutely free to do as they please because there is no anti-air in this mix. Of course, that leaves all these guys free to be cleaned up by the ASF, which they can now do. They've got better numbers. That's a bad time. Hey, finally, the Mantis dies. I should have checked how many kills that guy had. He would have been having the time of his life. Alright, mass extractor is being rebuilt. T2 onto that, straight back into the T2. So, we need to keep that alive. Strap bomber has been floating around and is now going for a giant group of NGs. Because why not again? 56 kills. Having a great time, but this has put a massive damper on Grim's forces. There are just so many bombers all around the place. You have to start putting some anti-air into the mix of your ground units, which again is going to weaken them. But necessary, because at the moment they've got nothing to shoot back at the bombers with, and they are just having free reign across the map. And we see the eco side of things. Well, Auric is ahead just, again, probably because of all these bombers raiding all the mass extractors that Grim had. And he's definitely ahead in power. Yeah, well, he's got a bunch of T2, and he's got T3 and another T3 about to go up. So he'll be fine from that. And it looks like, well, Grim's okay on power himself as well. And he's decided, I'm going to slap my comm in the water because I ain't standing in the open when there's strats. And just look at this. These bombers are just floating around, murdering off mixers everywhere. Right, as they come on over this way, they're going to just do a bit of a carpet bomb. Although, an opportune time, a bunch of T1 anti-air rolls off the production line. Going to start killing things, but not enough. Massive amount of damage. Go more at the front here, so these bombers over hopefully won't be too long from Grim's point of view, that they'll get knocked out of the sky by all the archers. We'll see how that folds a bit later. We have a bunch of jesters having free reign at all these because the anti-air is just a little bit too far away. Move it on up. Gotta move it just that tiny bit forward, and these jesters will start falling out of the sky like flies. But AFCS ahoy! Gonna need some of those, and why not just start using them right away? Some free range jesters there, waiting to go down. Alright, archers do move up, jesters start dying. Alrighty, got this band over here, and now with more archers in the mix, it's anti-bomber time. But again, because he's had to put the archers in, this guy's got 5 kills, 3 stars. Having a great time. It's going to deplete the strength of these ground units, especially if they run up against straight out combat ground. But ASFs are parking up over here from Auric, a strange decision. Get picked up by all these ASF from Grim, so he's got himself back into the air game. Okay, let's just have a quick ASF count. I don't think he's got that many. 9 ASF for Auric and SF. That's shield. That's SF. One of them is anyway. 10. So even ASF numbers, that is all good. And here we go, push up here from Grim. Just wants to shuffle these guys back. If he draws the Aaron, you can kill off a whole bunch of units as well. But up here we have a counter push coming back in, so Auric has claimed back his little piece of land here. Plenty of units to hold that, and they could in fact even push on through. There's not much to stop them. Drips and drabs coming out from Grim, and of course a lot of it anti-air, maybe too much anti-air now. How many has he got? 60 anti-air units, 120 tanks, so that's a very bad ratio. Just saying, that's a very bad ratio. You want maybe 10% of your forces to be anti-air? And I know there were lots of bombs around if he wanted to get rid of them, but he's got so many archers that he's going to get absolutely wiped by his opponent. Right down here we see more archers. Well, Mantis shooting the ground because fuck the ground. Right? Fuck the ground. Nobody likes the ground. We'll shoot the ground. Ground can die. We have some PD back here having a good go at the Mantis though. Anything that moves a little bit too close gets brutalized, but they can just skirt those slightly by going over there. I'm going to run into some more news here, and oh, I see. There's a cheeky little spot they can actually crawl down. It's just enough for a single unit to wander through. Got 3 Mantis have managed to sneak by on there. Cheeky little fuckers. And they are going to start opening up on the base. But force moves down from Grim, going to shoot these guys back. Leaves these guys having a go, but bandit tanks walking on down. We'll see them go pop very shortly. Right then, what is the call? There's some stress from Grim, so he wants to do a little payback. Did win air, so he's got the chance to do so. Question is, does he reckon he can get anything? Well, everything important is under shields. Got 2 T3 power generators here, but they're under a T2 shield. You're going to need about 3 or 4 bombs to take care of those just because of that. Going up, we have an Omni planned for Auric, so he's going to be able to see everything. And there's just a lot of ground outside Grim's base right now. Huge number of units here. We also have a tack launcher. That's going to be very problematic. Get up a few of those and launch a whole bunch directly at the HQ, and it's going to go down in a hurry. That will be a massive problem for Grim should he lose his T3 HQ. Cannot afford to lose that right now. Whole swarm of bombers coming from Auric. I don't know what their plan was, but if their plan was to get shot down by a host of ASFs, mission successful, I guess. Maybe they're just there to be suicidal. Swarms of units are moving up on this plateau from Auric. Just want to kill off these mass extractors, which they're going to do because there's just not enough to stop them. And what do we have going on down here? Is mobile missile launchers. Throwing little Vipers. These guys are going to be able to take out all of this PD with impunity. No longer a danger. And of course we have these and a 4th one going up. So I think the plan might be grab 4 tack launchers and launch and kill. But a single strat will be able to just drop a bomb and knock all of that out. Is Grim aware it's there? Well, no, he isn't, because he hasn't scouted there. Doesn't even have radar. I'm surprised. Probably because he's negative 1800 on energy. Can't really have a radar if don't. Scout is going over. Will he see the TMLs? Well, he should do now. That should, with hopefully, spawn a reaction from these. Couple of bombs around, and fellas, you want to drop your load right here before these get a chance to launch. You got no TMD in the base. Here we go. That's a single strat coming over, and this is going to turn all this into wasted mass. Bombs away. Kaboom. So very fortunate timing for Grim with spotting that with a scout. Now I said sings over a single bomber. All that's now wasted mass. All those NGs, all the mass put into booting those, the mass into booting missiles, and it's gone. But this is a problem. Units are just swarming into Grimm's base, and he does not have much to stop them with. He has a bunch of his own T1 units throwing down some triads for some extra point defense, and they will be a great help of killing things at range, especially T1 Ardy. And the Vipers are moving in. That's a strange decision, but looks like they are trying to focus down. Well, looks like they're just trying to kill what they can initially. Got engineers are popping their front and centre. They're just coming in real fast. But Vipers moving into range of the Triads is not going to do well for their health. They're going to die a horrible death. Blammo. Splot. This Viper goes, no, fuck that, I might move away. Actually, no, fuck it, I'm going, oh, no, wait, yes. No, I'll stop here. Here seems good. No, I'll move away. Indecisive. But alive. And looks like that is going directly for... Well, I thought they were going for the HQ, but impact on the shield. Now they're going for the Triads, but going to be caught by, oh, that's T3 land. That's a loyalist. So Auric has actually made the transition to T3 land somewhere as well. Well, it wasn't here. There's a T2 land factory, support factory upgrading to T3. So there'll be a T3 HQ in his base somewhere, and that has likely been a transport drop. That's air, that's air. There we go. That's not even an HQ. Where's his HQ? Doesn't matter, he's got one somewhere. And it's T3. Here it is. Okay. That's going to be a bigger problem for Grimm. He has been pushed back so far. While his base has been under raid, the rest of the map has just been absolutely rammed out by Orico. Has absolutely just run amok with everything that's going on. And this looks like... Okay. I think this might be the last ditch from Grimm. He is pumping out air while his base is under attack from T3 and T2. And I believe he knows, he has been scouting, so he knows exactly what's in the base, so he probably knows that Auric is sitting in the water. The problem is, Auric has Omni. So how does that reach? That far. As soon as these units move out of the corner, Auric's going to see them because, yeah, Grimm is not Cybran. Grimm does not have stealth on his air. He is going to have to try and sneak these guys unnoticed past all of this. And speaking of sneak unnoticed, sending sending spy planes directly over this isn't going to end bad for the spy planes. Good evening, Bam. How are we doing? Oh, these units are moving. They are on radar. In fact, the Strat even got spotted by these guys. Question is, Auric paying attention? Well, yes, he is. There they go. You needed to tangle them up with your ASFs first. And this is going to be the end. Thank you, Bam. It would be very nice to have a good time. And bomber distraction did not work. The Strats got killed and now the Torps got killed. I think that is it for Bam. Sorry, not it for Bam. See, you're on my brain now. That's it for Grimm. His air sniper's gone and he agrees. He control K's out of the game. He had nothing left. Bam, you distract me. Thank you. I'd love to have a good week. And I hope you do as well. It'd be very nice to have a great week. But there we go. So that's the first game of tonight. And that was Orico holding for so very long. But I feel that Grimm may have made... Just if he'd figured out this ratio of anti-air with his ground units earlier, could have saved himself a lot of grief considering just how much air Auric used to knock off so many units. The game turned indeed, but the game turned because of Auric's Gambler going T3 air. He spent a lot of resources pouring into that factory, which gave Grimm the advantage to push with all those ground units he had through, but then it slowed. Baff Banana, how we doing, my friend? But then it absolutely slowed once he started putting out all these bits of random bombers and jesters and renegades around the place just to knock off all of these, which had no air defense in them whatsoever. So it was basically free kills and wasted mass by Grim. It is not best of 3, it's not anything at all. This is just me picking up random replays from the replay vault. Casual 1v1. Yeah, I'm just picking up random replays from the vault and I'm casting them. And having fun. But anyway, that is the first game of the night, and that is a very good display from Auric. He takes the game, beats out Grim. Very fun times. Alrighty, might as well move on to the next game, right? No point hanging around. Used to have a water bottle. It's run away on me, so it'll be non-water drinks. That's fine. Let me launch up this next game whilst I figure out how this works. It's a lid, I need to twist it off. Okie dokie, and we're back. Just in time. Team game. And this is going to go down on a lovely map called Plateau of Arrakis. Not to be confused with the Arrakis of June. Why not? Because this is Arrakis with a C. But ain't the same. Anyway, we have Team 1 up the top and Team 2 down the bottom. Let's have a look going here. First off for Team 1 on the left hand side is the Ginger. He is grey, he is Cybran, opening up first land, but just beside him is Lesource. Lesource the Seraphim, he is bright yellow. And over here we have the man with beans. He has lots of beans apparently. He's Seraphim pink. And he's opening up first land. Behind him is Matri. No, Bradva. Sorry, that's not Matri. I was looking at the wrong name. Anyway, that's Bradva. He's purple. He's Seraphim. He's going first. And this is Matri. He's got Nomad and he's in vomit yellow. A little bit of lag going on now. Unfortunately, we're about to see Matri exit the game because he had a bad connection. Had to leave. Alrighty, down next beside Matri is Anton Slavik. He's white. He's UEF. Right down here, it is Flames Will Rise. He's Cyan, he's Nomad. That's right, it's Nomads, it's the extra faction. If you haven't played FAF before, you won't see this faction. It is completely player made. Just thought I'd mention that out. Everything about it, all the units, all the art, player made. Anyhow, let's have a look at team number 2. Such a lovely death. Alrighty, team 2 down the bottom here, and look, it's another Nomad. It's Novdino. He's orange, he's Nomad's first land. Behind him, also Nomad, is Crozier. He's in Burgundy. Beside them, the first on the plateau, it is Mochalal. He is in green and he's Cybran, and he's already stomping his way to the front with his comm way early. In fact, a little bit earlier than, probably about the same time as Bradford. Anyway, beside Mochalal, hey look, it's another Nomad. Is Brooks is in Snot Green. Beside Brooks in Brilliant Blue, it is a Mr. Where's he gone? Duelist. Here he is, still in his base. I thought he stumped away, but he's right there. It's the Duelist. And he made back here in what is traditionally the air position. It is Deinonychus. Deinonychus. Struggle with that name. Anyway, he's Aeon, and he's in light blue. Finally, for team number 2. Finishing off, it is then Perish. He's way up here with his comm. He's red, he's UEF, and on we go with the game. Alright, so team 1 at, depends how you call it, at either an advantage or disadvantage for losing a player right at the offset. 1, it gives somebody else more eco, or 2, it means that, more APM required to run this. Anyway, it looks like all the comms are stomping towards the front. We have Ginger's out with his comm. We have Lee Sources right up already. Perish is coming, but oh, there we go. The Duelist, is he finally moving? Yes, he is. He's finally walking that comm up front. He's late to the game, but already in the middle, grabbing the reclaim. It is Mochalo, and grab the reclaim. He does. Those are big, juicy wrecks. So he's grabbing the lion's share of that reclaim. These are T3 bouncers, I think they were. It looks like the spidery bouncer. T3 anti-air unit for Cybran. Good time. So, in order to play Nomads, you have to enable them. They are not in the game by default, and you have to actually pop them on, but they have some fun little units. They sound good. Like this thing. There you go. Sounds butty, but it's a scout. It does fuck all. Just like that. Nomads. Yes, mads. Bye-bye, Black Sheep mads. Alright, got a bomb right here from the Gunga. That's going to go along and say hello to this poor engineer who is going to wrap a face full of bombs. Will he have moved just in time? He does, completely by coincidence, because he's building a radar. Actually survives, so the bomber flips, so Yui comes back from him. It's going to kill him and the radar at the same time, I would believe. Explored. Hit NG. A little bit of com action. Not really, these guys are more focused on the reclaim side of things, although Beans is just standing around plinking away at Brooks. Having some time. A bit more com here, so these guys again more focused on the reclaim, although Mochilo decides to fall back a little bit. He's got a Willy Wonder from the centre, he's got the big bits, he's a goner. Single Mantis deciding to run on by, see if I can maybe find an engineer or two to pick up. Got a couple of Thams in pursuit, it stops, it dies. It stopped, it died. These two guys are quite happily shooting at each other, although Beans is doing most of the shooting, whilst Brooks is doing most of the reclaim. Let's see now, up on the left hand side, more com and unit action, so fighting over the reclaim, who's going to get it? Well, the Gunga is quite happily in there, tucked quite tight. Going to stay happy, but we see now there's the duelist slowly coming up, whilst Lee Source is looking to reinforce the man with beans, and oh dear, actually getting walled in. Brooks needs to be a little careful right now. He might be getting reclaimed with this combat. Has he forgotten he's got a commander in his face? And he quickly reclaims some walls. He's like, oh, I need to get out of here. Decides to reclaim some of those walls because, hello, here's Lee Source, and it's now a 2v1 of, he's already half dead. And I think that's a mistake. And there's some units trying to come in and support, but that's going to be a big issue for Brooks. I think he's overstayed his welcome, and he is going to be the first ejection if you don't count Matry. Easy pop. Goodbye, Brooks. Kaboom. Little black hole of a death. Everything gets sucked into it. That is pretty neat. Yes, the wall block. In comes Jester. Well, there's some anti-air on the ground. I don't think it's really going to get a lot done. Take a while for the anti-air to take the Jester down, but yeah, he's going to be safe. It'll take even longer for the Jester to take the commander down, so he'll be right. Although a second Jester does turn up, which makes things a little bit more interesting. I say a little bit. Up here we see Mochilo is hiding behind the wall. Tell him to get caught in, and he's been laying down some of the damage onto Bratva. But Bratva has some units in attendance which will help keep him alive no matter what. Alrighty. Jesters are absolutely wailing away on the man with beans, who's now just getting slowly tickled down. Is that anti-air? Well, yes it is. Looks like the unit got killed off over there, and in comes the interceptor swarm from Anton. And that's the end of the Jester, though they might get picked off by the inties from Crozier. So a bit of an air skirmish, and well, looks like it's going to be pretty even, or even Anton might come out on top there, which he does. Bit of a push here coming from Perish, though he's a wee bit down into the yellow, got to be a little bit careful. Lee Source is fairly healthy, still in the green quite heavily, and we do have some reinforcing units from the Ginger, so he's happy over there. Back on this side we see that is a reclaim on a T2 unit, so some extra mass in the coffers for flames, whilst Mr. Novdino, he's popping a factory down on the front. He's got some anti-tank units here. They are very angular. I was kind of hoping they'd shoot at those guys, but I think they're on the same team. No, they're not. Here we go. Blammo. Long range, lots of damage. They do fire in a straight line though, and don't quite outrange that thing. Lobbing shells over. Gonna knock these guys off. 2 down. That's the it's both an anti-air and an artillery in one. So it's a very interesting unit for the Nomads. Anti-air and artillery. Right. And let's have a look at what else is going on. So a bit of static on the left where Lee is grabbing an upgrade on his comm back here. Nice and safe. Got some units in front as a buffer. The man with beans decided to walk back to his base with his comm. He's had enough. He's going to get air sniped out. T2 upgrade for the Ginger as well. So he's having fun there. Down here, well, Bratva has taken some damage. He's fallen back as he did do. Where is Crozier? His comm's up front. Very healthy. Very happy. But he's been basically static. It's a Nomad con, kind of bird-like with the legs, very angular. I almost expect a laser out of that face. Alrighty, up here we see Crazy Flames is wandered off. Nodino has to be a little careful. He has got some engineers into the mix here. They're going to be reclaiming and grabbing the mass. Not that there's much left. These civilian buildings don't give a heck of a lot. Actually, sometimes some people think it's not really worth it. Alright, small little run by attempt by Mochilo. Gonna send a few mantis up this way, see what they can pick up. If they can pick up a mass extractor, hey, bonus. But that's probably about all they're gonna do. Maybe an engineer as well, which is unfortunately. Oh no, he turns away. Engineer's gonna live by virtue of running like a little bitch. Okay, let's have a look at the air game. How are we doing? Oh, down here we have T2 Factory not even starting to be upgraded. A RAS upgrade? That's unusual. You would normally see T2 engines come out and build, well, they have built T2 power, and then T3 after that, but instead he's going for RAS. A curious decision. Not sure it's the right one. Anyway, let's have a look at his opponent. How's he doing? Well, he's behind actually. He's building up a second power generator now. Maybe he'll go T3 and get it first. Who would know? But that is a lot of units on the left. That's a few to be worried about. The Cerberus turret happily shooting away at a hill because, as we know, a very common comment, fuck hills. Anyway, the units are here. They are having a face-off. Leesaurus doesn't want to move, not when he is 85% done on a T2 upgrade. That would be so much wasted eco should he lose all of that. So he's got to bring his units up to skirmish, has to push these guys back even if it's a losing battle because he does not want to lose that. I hear, Mochilo down here, he has been caught out by a massive army and I don't think he's going to get out of that one. That's just too many units. Flames is in the area, but he should just fall back and let the units do the work. There's more than enough to finish him off. Let's watch this explosion from the ground. Boof. Oh wait, he's only Cybran. That's not a cool no-mates explosion. That's just a generic Cybran one. Ball of Doom raising up out of the ground. And but now Flames needs to think about departing. He has no units to support him. There's a few air over here just in case the stray bomber that turns up, but he should be okay. He's out of there and well on his way to safety. I don't see much in the way of air. A couple of bombers loitering around from Novdino, but I think their focus is going to be elsewhere. Bunch of units here from Flames and Anton, the few tanks thrown over good measure. Radar down to be able to see things that are going on. That's a gun upgrade completed for Novdino, and now he's grabbing a second gun. So turning into a combat nomad commander. Got a couple of point defense to help out if he got rushed, but I think he's going to be safe right there. Alright, checking out on the left, well, there's T2 on the Ginger's comm, and once again those T2 are having a great time shooting the ground, because fuck the ground. And over here we see Leesaurus has got T2 on his commander as well, and he's going to put down the other point defense that loves shooting the ground. It is the Hushula. And we're going to see how this goes when it finishes being built, which might be a while. But in the meantime, we're seeing handy. Okay. So, actually, T3 air is done for Dionicus, and he is also finished RAS on his comms, getting a RAS. Up here, well, that is T3 just being finished off for Anton, but he's going to be behind because he doesn't have the power to run T3 air whilst Deinonychus does. I'm going to trip over that name so many times, forgive me. But he's, yeah. Yeah, righty-ho, and as we mentioned, oh, didn't even get to finish the T2 PD because units came along and said no. As they do, got some reinforcements here beside them from Bratva. There's not much happening in the middle. Do have a pair of comms just chilling with each other. That's Bratva and Flames will rise. And Flames has the sensor upgrade on this comm. Sometimes, there it is. It's a flying hat. Basically, it's a sensor. It just looks around, just identifies stuff, and eventually expires and falls to the ground. Pretty scouting. But now, Novdino is moving up with that comm. It is a gun upgrade, T2 gun, and he is pushing. Gonna need to be careful, he's a little bit isolated, could get sniped out with some air. That is a bunch of T2 air, what was that? Oh, a civilian truck. I'm sorry, I didn't even notice. Flames actually captured a civilian truck instead of reclaiming it, just for lols, just for funs. And he would have captured that from in here. There would have been civvy units in there, and he's gone and captured one and brought it home. What a nice guy, wants to keep that thing alive. Alright, Intel probe, advanced one going up, so it's going to give him even more info for Flames. But it's good. Up here we see there was an attempt to build a factory and some PD and stuff down here from the Parish, but it has been absolutely forced out by the combined forces of Lee, Ginger and Bratva with some of his own units in the region. Point defense having a good time as well. And that looks like a manual order to shoot, which is slowly killing off the reclaim. You don't want to be doing that. You can stop that now. You can stop that. Stop that. Wait, stop that. Never mind. He will do what he does. A small little push in here from Ginger, just really I think he's just throwing away some units. They're not going to get a lot done. Might kill off a flak. Might kill off an engineer or two. Don't quite get the mass extractor. And now Parish is up with his commander. Completely no upgrades on that guy, so he's going to be a little careful. Isn't going to add too much to the battle there. Okay, how we doing? Well, we've got some bombers flying over. They're going for the radar, because hey, fuck radars, right? And as you should, because radar giving intel is a great benefit to your opponent. Over here we see Flames having a pushback on Mr. Novdino. These units haven't caught up, but there are some T2 brutes hanging around, and they are going to be absolutely chunky. Those triple barrel turrets just blap all sorts of things. Don't want to sit still though, because T2 or no, these guys will cause you damage if you're sitting around doing nothing. But I hear Ushivas, and they're going to clean up these brutes quite heavily. Whoa, 40 health on the regen. It's going to die or not. Up here we hear more shooting, and this has been a drop. Edges up onto the plateau, and they're going to be distracting for all this point defense. Oh dear. Alright, there goes one of those eye scouty things again, having a look-see. I don't think they get shot down. I think they just eventually expire and go splat into the ground. Yep, there we go. Interesting little decision. What is that? This is module. A hat? It kind of looks like a hat. We have a tech launcher. What's it launching at? As soon as it's done, maybe some of these down here. Well, there's TMD, so that'd be a bad idea. Off it goes. Missile away. And is it going to sneak past any TM tech defense? Well, there's that one. There's another one going up here, maybe? No. There was one going up there. No, that's flak. So I think we're going to see the death of this mass extractor right here. I'm mistaken. Okay, that one. Yep. No! Impacts on the factory. And the extractor lives. Oh well. Hello! That's a lot of air coming in on the Parish, completely unupgraded comm, no upgrades, no rank of veterancy, so he is in serious danger. There is some flak around which should help him stay alive. Do have an air wing sweeping in from the jeweler, so I think he'll actually be okay. A fair amount of damage coming in, but flak plus air, he's going to survive that quite happily. There's just not enough left, and that was a failed snipe attempt. We're going for somebody who was a little more distracted, but I can't think of anybody right now. Lee Source needs to be a little careful. He does have a gun with a T2 upgraded comm, so be quite hardy. And while he does have some supporting units, he's only got a couple of flak with him. Doesn't want to lose those as air comes in. And this even T2 with gun, this is a lot of units coming your way. A lot of pillars, still something to be worried about. And appears just shooing things away as well, but he drops back, not hanging around. Well, I thought he would be hanging around. No, there we go. Doesn't want to loiter with all that in the area. Gun comm or no. Things just go a little bit quiet. Have a quick check, got some units pushing down here from Flame, so he's made himself way to T2 and more T2 coming out of there. Let's check on what we've got down here. So we have a T3 land factory for Novdino, and grabbed up a T3 PGN, which he probably needs. We have T3 land there from Crozier as well, and he is popping off TIE air launcher. Okay, all good. A nice mixture eco there. We have almost T3 land here for the duelist. T3 air, of course, has been in effect for a while, but we haven't seen much in the air game aside from the failed snipe on there. And tech for Perish, well, he's still T2 HQ. Let's check out the other teams. How are we doing over here? We've got almost T3 for the Ginger. We have T3 on the way for Lee, but that's a while yet. It's only about a third done. Tech for... well, we have T3 for the Man with Beans, but more importantly, the Man with Beans has that on the way. Oh, that's an ass washer. That's a very big bomber. That, oh, he actually grabbed a bunch of civilians. Sorry, I take that back. I thought you only grabbed one. There's a few of them. And we just about got T3 here for Mr. Bratva as well. And finally at the back, the T3 air is underway and we have an air grid planned for Anton, so he's quite well established there. And that's, well, it was attack missile, but some TMD has gone up in time to save all but this guy. Over here we have this T2 air for Flames. Oh no, he did the air snipe before. And that's a T2 land factory. He probably wants to think about going for T3. He's the only one who doesn't have it aside from Perish. So actually it's coincidental, the two side-ish positions from each team only have well, I thought Ginger might have been in trouble there, but he's got plenty of point defense in the range, and he's got a bunch of supporting Ilshivas from his teammates, and he should be okay in that instance. Yep. Get a couple of overcharges out, knock off some of those units, and absolutely could have been. If the Ilshis weren't there, if he had have remained up, but as it is, that's going to be a massive reclaim field. Let's have a look. 9,000 reclaim dumped on your doorstep. Slurp that up. Enjoy. Absolutely enjoy. On the right hand side, well, we see there are some sluggers around. These are actually quite stubborn little bastards. Twin cannon big boys. And supported by a whole bunch of ground units. And we see there the attack launcher's actually got itself 8 kills, so it has done well for itself. Doing alright. And these point defense are struggling to kill this one little mass extractor. Why? Because they shoot the ground. Fuck that particular point of the hill. Right there. But no, that force drops back. They decide not to commit, and in the meantime, are they just giving the civilian trucks over to each other? No, they've got their own. They've absolutely got their own civvy trucks. Oh, nice. Alright, checking out over here though, the ASCFs from Deinonychus is doing pretty well. Let's see how many he's got. Well, he's running with 30 of those. Compare that to Anton. It's walking with 16. So half the year, and yet the Man with Beans is still building. Wasser. So he's confident he can do some damage with that, and he really could. Drops on all of these. Look at these lovely big clumpy units, get a whole bunch of kills there. Question is, will he use it defensively or offensively? Only he knows. Standing right on the edge of the shield, but not inside it. So he's ripe for the picking if he thinks he's safe. He ain't. Here's a ping. Who pinged that? Looks like he pinged it to his teammates, saying, I want to build this, and they're starting giving him mass, but Anton says, we don't have the air for that. And Anton is quite right. Down here we see a massive push in combined by good old Lesource and the Ginger. They have rocked on in, they've knocked off some eco, and they are carrying on now. The Perish needs to be a little bit careful. There's a good number of units here, although some overcharges on the right spots will help knock out all sorts of things, and we do have supporting units coming in from the Duelist, so I think he'll be okay. Got some T1 PD down, which of course have good high DPS, and that is a half upgraded T2 Mass Extractor. It looks like the aim of this raid was to kill Mass, and they've done exactly that. 1, 2, 3. T2 Mass Extractors down. This one was halfway upgraded, so extra hurt from that. Time to retreat. Job done. On the right though, and here comes the push. Oh my word, these sluggers are in, supported by more T2 and T1, and Flames, I'll be running back a little bit. I would be throwing out something, anything like, oh no, that's T2RD as well, that is flying on over. That's going to cause some issues on that. He's trying to get a T3 upgrade, but it is too little, too late, my friend. T1 bombers flying up, what are they going for? They're going for nothing. So loitering, killing engineers, that's what they're doing. Killing engineers by the bucket load. But is that a WAS almost done? That would be great for defense over here. Get this guy up, throw bombs onto this, and no, you need to run away. There's far too many units to handle, you have no support. And there is T3 in the mix. Check it out. Those twin beam cannons lobbing in, just obliterating anything they come with, and so much fire. I don't think Flames realizes how much trouble he's in. Look at all the fire. Woof. Just shreds off his health, and that is a dead com. All the units getting sucked into the black hole. My oh my. In comes the Owasso. Splort. 17 kills with that one pass, and well worth it. There were a lot of T3 units in that, a whole bunch of slugs, and that's going to slow down, but not stop, this tide of units, and they're going to need to have a response to the follow-up, because you can guarantee there's going to be another push exactly like that. And we have some T2 here, which is going to help soften up all of this. Any PD that's going down, which is in range of that, is not going to have a good time, and there's a lot in range of that T2RD. Attack launchers are going out. It looks like they're going to go and try and kill some mass, perhaps. Watch it. Watch it. Watch it. Watch it. Watch it. Watch it. I don't know what it's going for. But there is some DMD. Alrighty, have a look. Oh, Arswatcher is on the move. What's it going for? Well, it's going for not the Duelist. It's gone right over him. Dropping the bomb and control Ks at the same time. Beautiful. That was very, very good. So, for those of you who are wondering what just happened, if you have an Owasso and you have a target, if you have instant control K bound to a key, like instead of the 5-second countdown, you can grab your Owasso, looks like he's doing it again, point it at a target. As soon as just after the bomb drops, you hit control K, kill the Owasso instantly, and it lands in the exact same place the bomb does. As Mochlor says there, drop the bomb and control K'd. They landed on exactly the same spot, and that is Perish taken out exactly like that. It's a T4 Mercy basically. Massive damage. Anyhow, on the right hand side is where the problems are though. We have more sluggers coming in. We do have some Othams around, but look at the health die on those. Wow. These things are like a brutal Percival. I think they should fire faster too. Maybe the same, but slow rate of fire, but my word, is that a lot of damage. Really is. So hover guys are hilarious. Maybe all people try where they go. But sluggers running into some PD. There is some PD helping thin out the numbers, but gonna need a bit more than that, because as soon as these units stop being distracting, the point defense is gonna die. Eltham is coming over to try and help out. Gonna clean up a poor little brute there, but all this lot can just move over. And engineers already up for Novdino coming up to steal the reclaim. What a rude little guy. Got a factory up already, and there's not much to stop these. And oh, Bratva, you do not have any kind of gun upgrade on that, and you are facing off a group. These are no, I think we're about to see Bratva die. It's a very bad place to get your comm caught, and look at his health just fall off that as soon as they see him and focus him. Boom. Oh, good dodge there, but not enough. More shells coming in. He's gone. He is gone. What he was doing there with his comm, I don't know. What you'd want to be doing is lining this section with a whole bunch of point defense to shoot down the hill. As it is, these guys are all having fun firing at the mountain, and oh no. Anton, you need to get moving as well. That's still a huge number of T3 units. I think his attention is over here on this air battle, which he is lost. Trying to save the monkey, which, well, he's managed it, but he's lost his air, and if he's not careful, he's going to lose his comm. These guys are uncomfortably close. There's a whole bunch of stingers out, which is a good choice. They can throw down some damage, but all commanders getting stuck on NGs, bouncing off those that might throw off the shots, but nope, doesn't matter. All the NGs die to the gunfire from these guys standing beside the PG and lose half your health, because why not? Just stay standing beside a T3 PG when it explodes and you'll be having a great old time. Can they kill? The slugs in time to save Anton. When he's down half health, takes a shell to the face, and he needs to just keep on going. Hopefully these guys can sort out, but they need to focus down, pick a target and kill it, preferably the ones closer to his comm. 7,000 health. I think he's going to get away this time around. Yes, indeedy. Here we go. That slugger goes down. He's walking back in though. He's got a rank in veterancy, so he's happier now. And that slugger will go down. But so much more on the field ready to go. We have some T3 arty loitering around as well. That's all good to go. And experimental done. There it is. Got a GC. That's stopping his way out. There was a monkey a while ago that was having some fun. He's got himself very damaged, but got a bunch of kills. No commander kill, and we have another Rawassa in the mix. Well, it would do really good over here. Drop another bomb exactly on here. Going to kill a bunch of T3RD, get some sluggers perhaps. But, oh no, you need to keep running. You do not have the necessary equipment to deal with all of this. Especially as there is anti-air in the mix. T3RD lobbing shells into. We're going to see the downfall of all of that. Not good. Not good. Where's the Rawassa? What's it doing? Well, it's sitting still. Use it. You've got it. Use it over here right now. It is absolutely 100% needed. There we go. It is up into the air. It is flipping. It is flopping. It is getting caught off map. It is confused. And that is not going to help his teammate. Where is he? Oh, he's here. Still hanging around. He doesn't want to do that. I don't think he's got E-storage either. His base is in absolute tatters. He's a comm with a bunch of gunships against this. Where is the Percival? Just the one. We're going to see him have a very bad time against all of these guys though. Ain't called sluggers for nothing. Here we go. Rawassa's on the way. What's it going for? It's going for Crozier, but it doesn't drop his bomb. This bomb is charging? Sorry. Its bomb's charging. That orange bar, the bomb's still charging. I am very confused. It did not drop its bomb. And that is a beamer right into the Man with Beans base. And there's nothing you can do with this. That is just simply going to roll on through, kill absolutely everything, or it could just turn around and kill Beanscom. But I am not sure why that's particular. Get these up. And your control Ks. Doesn't wait for the beamer, just control Ks. He says, that's it, I'm done. Control Ks out. But that was curious. That Oasa didn't drop its bomb, and I don't know why. Up here, and Anton joins the control K party. He reckons he's not getting out of there. He could have done some more damage on the beamer. But nope, that is all she wrote, and now the beamer is free reign to run back this direction. There is a chicken going up pretty quickly. Might be done by the time the beamer turns up. We'll have to find out, but now down to 1/4 of the map versus 3/4. All of this reclaim over here is absolutely belonging to these guys, and that is a lot of reclaim. 175k free reclaim. Come and get your reclaim. Yep. Right, beamer up here is paying welcome to some siege tanks. Gonna have some point defense having to go to 2, because why not? Point defense is there. Let's have a gander. It's done. Chicken is done. It's gonna be able to stomp on over and have a good go at the beamer. Fire on, buddy. But that's a very chunky beamer. 3 rank vet, 97k HP. Although Chicken has an advantage that it's already shooting at it while it's trying to get through some shields to knock out some eco. Chicken, you need to turn. Need to get your gun focused on again. Turn. Turn. Oh dear. That's a lot of DPS being wasted right there. Absolutely needs to turn around and start shooting at it, please. Offham's doing a good job. Ball of Doom rolls onto the T3 HQ. Literally, it just rolled onto the T3 HQ. And was going for the commander and dies on top of the T3 land HQ, so that's no more siege tanks for you, Mr. Leesels. You're going to want to rebuild that pretty quickly, because you got the mass now. Plenty of it. Alright. Those sluggers are coming on in, but they're going to face off against Ythota. I think they won't have a good chance there. And siege tanks under shields, but there's a absolute smashing amount of sluggers ready to murder. Look what damage those things do. Sluggers are brutal, man. Strat bomber overhead, looking like it's going for the monkeys. Even if they... Oh, is GC up? Have a second one. 2 monkeys versus GC. I'll put my money on the monkeys, but not with strats around doling out the extra damage. No anti-air in the group to speak of. Just the monkeys very, very weak. AA to slowly tickle these guys down into nothing, which they will do if you keep flying circles around them. Bombs away. Monkey damage. And these guys have been shooed away by the chicken. Having a good time. Alright, Crozier has built an experimental. And that's the missile tank. Oh, the range on that thing is insane. Where we go? There we go. That's the range it has. It can launch. This is for, I believe it can build stuff. But I can't remember. Either way, this is a huge swarm of T3 units coming on in. A couple of bricks in defense ain't going to do much, although there is still the Ythota in resistance to help tickle that number down. Down here we see the monkey did encounter the GC, and they would have been a better story without the bombers causing the extra DPS. And that's another GC going up, but that is fine. Down here, bricks are plenty, and chicken in resistance, so these guys are going to most likely get wiped. I think it'd be kind of even, but I swear these things, they have a massive alpha. Pain indeed. Alright, chicken just lobbing fire over the ridge, gonna kill things off quite happily. Saw says, can you just strap me already? He's waiting for the kill. As well he might, because hey, ain't got much left. It's very little left of the map that they control. So good little game there. I do wonder how different it would have been had Matry not been required to leave at the start. He was the highest rated player for Team 1. He had to bow out due to technical difficulties. Technical difficulties being the nice way of saying he had lag. It can happen to anybody, but the rest of the game was still fun enough to cast as it goes. So here we go. Check out that missile lobs. Absolute swarms. Nice area effect damage. Let's just watch these launch out next time. Come on. Launch some more, I want to see them. Take tuners going at each side. Chicken boy. Wandering his way up. Can kill off a bunch of units here and maybe pick up another missile tank here, but if the chicken gets in range of it, it's a dead thing. It's only got 20k HP, it's very weak. It's absolutely a long range bombardment thing. It does not do well up close. Which is exactly what's going to happen there. It's gotten caught. There's hover as well, by the way. That's a hover unit, so it could theoretically go on water. Firing his teeny weeny right guns, trying to stay alive from that. Well, guess what? That ain't gonna happen. Or a dead thing. So GC might save it. Maybe. Takes a lot of fire there. Actually, I think it might get away around the hill. 2 GCs over here though. That's going to be a problem for the chicken. Might take down one because its back is turned. And in fact, I think it's going to at that rate. Not paying attention. More stress coming over. And a whole lot of sluggers into the back of the chicken. Now it's got problems. Strats, sluggers, 2 GCs focusing down. Okay, it's not going to get out of that. I don't think it's going to finish off the chicken. Sorry, the GC either. 20k HP still on that thing. Not quite enough coming in. That is a huge amount of damage. Another chicken up here, just having some fun, rolling around. Might as well kill off a bunch of sluggers while it's at it. And it seems like Lee is saying the GG. He's thrown it and he's going for the control K. And that's an experimental transport. They can actually pick up experimentals, by the way. You could grab that, pick up the beamer, and dump it somewhere. That's just how nasty that is. You think, like, what on earth is that? Oh dear. That was artillery? Yep, there it is. So the Desolator RT actually fires up and goes through this. It's like a 3-round burst artillery. It's nasty. You cannot let that go live. So we saw that coming though. That was pretty much after that right hand push up here. Just took out 1, 2, 3 people. That was pretty much it for Team 1. There was no real coming back from that with the amount of reclaim they left behind. And while they did a good job of it, managed to get some pressure down the left and do pretty well there. I think one of the key moments was the Iwasa not dropping his bomb because it wasn't charged for some reason onto Crozier. Had he died off, that would have been a massive difference because he was the one with the T3 sluggers way up in the bases here. However, it did not drop the bomb because it was not charged and ready to go. Ended up being a complete and total 100% waste of mass. Good times. And now we move on to the next replay. Allow me to just wet my parched throat. A lovely not water because I've lost my water bottle. And I put it down somewhere and I can't find it. I'm doing well. Right then, let's fire this up and see what we have to see. So what we're going to do is we are going back to T1v1 And this is a true ladder match. Unlike the previous 1v1 we had tonight, which was a 1v1 planned, because you have a look at the ratings, individual scores, is straight out ladder. Now, Bermuda Locket. Lovely drinks. Glug, glug, glug. Alright. Bermuda Locket. It's been around for a long time. There's a lot of reclaim around absolutely everywhere. You will actually see some people, some of the higher ranked people, not even bother building mass extractors. All they will do is power. And they will just live off the reclaim for ages. Let's have a look here. This is your starting location, right? If I get just that, 6,000 reclaim, that's enough to do quite a bit with. A lot of people just simply build all the power and have engineers doing reclaim all the time. Nath, no worries. Rice, thank you for hanging around, mate. Nice to see you. Take it easy and hope to see you playing some FAF sometime. Find your discords you can join, and as always, people that can help you out. Take it easy, bro. Alright, up here, let's have a look. And we mentioned how some people don't build mass extractors. Well, here's one of them, Padua Noob, who incidentally is a Cybran, and he's light blue, and his opponent's name is Zvarzak. He's UEF red, sorry, I didn't even mention those. Too busy rabbiting on about the map itself. And you see here, he's just building power first off. Here's his first mass extractor, eventually. But grabbing all this reclaim, absolutely living off that. Tidy up all of this. Right. So, very important on this map. In ages and stuff like this. Bam, didn't miss much. You missed a the last one was Arrakis, that is correct, and that's Arrakis with a C, so it doesn't get copyright hit. Yep. No, the Arrakis map. Bit of fun on that. I don't know. I've been seeing Arrakis around for a while. You know, that came with that setup. So, you know, it's not exactly new. It's been around for a bit of time. But, yeah, that's all good. Good old Bermuda. We may see drops. The map is big enough for drops. 20 by 20 map, although the outside navy is often ignored. Because even if you get navy around the outside, it does have to try to contest with all these rock formations to do some damage. Can drive up into the bay to maybe get some things done. But honestly, inside navy is the better way to go. If you control inside navy, you have very good damage capability of your opponent's stuff. Nope, I do not remember seeing your name in there, so it went you that died. You're fine, you're safe, and there we go, drop coming out for Padua. He's thrown down a bunch of PGNs. He's still just got the one mass extractor. That's how much mass there is to reclaim. Oh no, second one there, third one there, just been built. But he has hauled in all that, look at that. 2,500 reclaim just from around his base alone. So much mass to be had. Ah, I thought you liked the gangbang. Anyway, Skyhook away, and the drop was looking like it's going in this direction, which is quite common. Get some engineers down here, you have lots more reclaim to grab, set up some factories, and go ham at it. Over here we see, well, there's no drop planned for Zvarzak just yet. Looks like he's going the long way. So the advantage of this, of course, is engineers drop, engineers build factory, engineers get reclaim, boost your eco. Doing it the slow way is, well, slower. Still get lots of reclaim, but then you have to try and fight your way up, and you give away the advantage of taking all of this. See, these two guys are down, instantly starting up some mass extractors and a factory, and we're going to see, yep, patrol orders, get all the reclaim, please. Down here, energy's about to go. And what's the order for these guys? Factory, 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 factory. I imagine we're going to see a whole bunch of spam come out of here, which is then going to run down this causeway and start causing issues. Got some scouts going up from Zvarzak. Maybe if he spots these, he can send the bomber over and kill them off, although the factory is almost done. It's going to take a while. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 factories ready to start spamming out units like mad. That's going to be a problematic thing to dislodge, but the scout has instead gone up here, found these guys, who are slowly working on a factory, and, well, the bomber's going to get them. But, yeah. I don't know if Zvaya thinks he's going to be safe, because, he needs to scout that. Leave the bomber here, kill off all of that, I'm sure will be the call. Although we have some inties coming out from Padawan Noob, and that bomber will not be long for this world. Is the intercept good or is it tagged? Well, it's tagged because they're turning. So that's the end of that guy. Alright, down here we see that the naval factory is up and running from Zvaya, and he will want to get that frigate over here as soon as humanly possible to stop Padawan getting into the navy. If he loses navy advantage, he's going to have a very, very bad time. Let's see if he actually decides to do that, or if he's going to just keep the frigate in defensive. Personally, I thought he scouted that, I would send it up there, try and stop anything happening. Which he's doing. He has the move order up, the only issue is you want to be a little careful. Commander in the region with a gun and an overcharge will make short work of a frigate too close to the beach. In the meantime, you have a look at just how much that early drop has given an advantage to Padawan. He's got factories over here spamming out units already. A couple of Sky Slammers out first because hey, bombers. And over here we had a drop from Zviazak, and he reclaimed, there was a unit here which he's gone ahead and reclaimed, and he's actually throwing up a factory. He's got a radar, he's got a point defense. This is a common order you'll see things in: factory, radar, PD, followed by more factories. Because doing that, you get the radar, you can see things that are coming, you get the PD, so you can shoot at things that are going on. Air turret thrown in the mix if you are expecting bombers, which is a very real possibility on a 20 by 20 map. Bombers cover ground great, yeah, nice and fast. But not this time. That's right, it's good to have back there. And we mentioned how needing to be careful of the enemy commander. However, that's a torpedo launcher which is being constantly repaired, which means it's going to win this battle. Normally you'd see the torpedo launcher lose against a single frigate, but with the assistance of the commander and the engineer fixing it up, it's going to survive, and in fact even increase in health. We'll just shoo the frigate away. Now, ground war is on. We have a swarm of units coming in from Padawan, and there's actually nothing here to stop them. No turrets, there's no units, there's nothing. He's going to have to bring his comm over. If he's paying attention, surely he knows they're there. Right, yeah, there we go. He knows they're there. And what are we going to see happen first? Well, I don't know what we're going to see first. Don't have any tech. Oh, actually, that's a T2 Air HQ. We could see gunships come out of that. That would be very handy right now to help hold off all of this, which he's damn well going to need. Right, frigates have moved to each of the bays. Just want to make sure there's no extra factories being slapped down there. Why not? But he's going to have an issue if he lets this carry on. There's 6 factories planned out there for Padawan Noob, sitting on the 1 for Zviazak, and it's even paused because right now he has to focus on this. He has to try and defend his base, and there we go. Sparkies? That's just a T2NG. I think it's a Sparky. Got little wee gun things on top of his head. Anyway, that's still a problem. Got some engineers on the pickup, including a T2. Or is that just my imagination? It's just sitting there. No, it's just sitting there. And away. So even while he's planning on base defense with a T1 PD, good call, he's also planning on expansion. See, this guy's coming actually all the way up here. So he's scouted. He knows it's clear. He's going to throw some engineers down here to grab these mass extractors, maybe set up some factories and set up a counter push of his own. We'll have to wait and see, but right here, and that's a cheeky engineer drop from Padawan Noob. He's going to try and grab some of this reclaim out from under Zviazak's. I'm just calling him Zach. It's Padawan and Zach. I'm not going to keep trying to pronounce that name. Anyway, units are pushing in. There is T1 PD in residence to help out and a commander, so I don't think this slot's going to get much further than where they are, especially with the commander pushing out, and they have to go. Oh, actually they can come through here. They could skirtle that, but they're going to drop back and consolidate their forces into one little border lob, which will mean more dangerous times for the comm. Careful, and that's hilarious. I completely missed that drop from Zach. He actually dropped up here, had some engineers out, and was building. Oh dear. And looking here, these engineers have dropped down. There is a radar, point defense is planned, and there are some units and residents to help defend these guys, as well as an anti-air to go with it. 6th Naval Factory going up for Noob, and that is a lot of Navy to have an issue with. Down here we see the single T1 Navy, he's got problems. Commander and units having a good go at Mantis over here, do have a solid set of point defense should they try to get through, and Triad back here as well, happily shooting the ground. So, you know, it's my catchphrase, fuck the ground. Trying to spam up another T1 PD here just to help plug gaps is great, but still, fuck the ground. Are they going to complete it? Maybe, maybe not. It doesn't go up. And then there's T1 RD in the mix as well. This Triad is going to be invaluable. And a TMD, just in case. Interesting choice. Commander wanders on up, he's going to help out there, although we now have Mantis in the back. We're going to run into him and start shooting an interceptor, a curious choice when there's tanks in front of their faces. Alright, got a good clump of units down here to help defend. They're going to prevent that going down. T1 PD going doom, but there's a Triad behind it to blap those two RD quite happily. Are we going to see air coming out? Well, that's Janus. So yes, we are. Do we have T2 power? We have that one there. We have another one being planned on. So that's all good from that front. Check out the tech down the other way. Well, not much. Commander has been pulled over to the right though to prevent this push on in from Zach. So he was trying to get a counter push going on. Hasn't amounted to much. Doesn't have any tech. Doesn't look like anything planned. Plenty of tier 1, plenty of spam, lots of factories. Single tank does get through all of that, but it's going to have to fall back and be a little cautious. Up here we see that guy's sitting there quite chill, just out of range of a sub. Nope, it's moving in now. And we see the end of that frigate. And same thing over here, single frigate going to be ganged up on, and he's going to be doomed. More naval factories. So Zach has recognised the need to get some more navy in. That's exactly what he's doing. Some units up on left pushing forward a bit. Just want to try and give a bit of distance to hold there, so I can set up some extra PD to make life harder for these guys getting down. Get a PD creep going on, get a nice little kill zone. Anything that comes in could be shot at by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trays or folks who are on that point. What's the distance on those? There we go. So anything that comes through there, if these all got built, they'd have a really bad time. Commander's in the way, and Sparky's having fun. He's got himself 3 kills already. That's just his own kills, so he's been killing off units quite happily. Look at that. Love that little riot gun. I think it's hilarious. Love it. But Commander helps shoo those units away. They're going to drop back, which is going to give the Sparky all the time it needs to finish off point defense. Very damaged Triad by the time it's done, but it's still going to be useful. Okay, that is a T2 Navy shift. Actually, that is 11% done, so Zach is on the way towards T2 Navy, popping up some T1 factories to supplement that. Wants to keep it going. Down here we see this cheeky engineer has built a factory and a radar and has claimed all of that mass. Does Zach have any kind of radar of his own? Well, no, he doesn't. Does have radar somewhere, there it is, but it doesn't quite reach to see that factory. But that's highly amusing. Alright, checking out the rest of the map though, let's have a look. So solid hold on this side, and that is actually T2 land as well from Noob, so he's committing to that spam from that spot, and why not? It's a great hold, and now with T2 he can make real nasty decisions. Get some rhinos, get some TMLs, mobile missile launchers will just cause massive issues down here, and that Sparky is under threat. T1 bombers flying over, moves out of the way, he'll survive. And you'll just start with more. Bombs still circling around, but oh no. No, not the Sparky. How incredibly rude. So air is around, going to be a problem. We see Janus in residence. I wonder if he's saving them up to have a strike on something. Or are they going somewhere, or are they just... Nope. Looks like it was a bit of a navy push upwards from Zach, so he knows he's up against 6. Yes, he does. Nope, that's Padua Noob. So Noob doesn't know there's a whole bunch of navy factories here, although he will know now, because he just scouted with a bomber accidentally. Zach will be aware there's 3 naval factories, so they don't exactly know. Oh, hello, Janus on the comm, is it? Is that going to be? Yes, it is. So there's Janus on the comm. Ooh, Is there air around? Well, there's a whole air wing up here from Padua Noob, so these Janus ain't going to last too much longer. Enough to give the commander a little bit of a scare. If he had more, could have pushed him back even further, but as this, even just doing some of the damage will suggest the commander doesn't stay at the front, just takes that firepower away from here to maybe keep it alive. Alright, on the left hand side we see that, well, without the sparking, without the extra T2PD, there's just the one now, which is getting the work done, helping to hold things, but you're going to want to get some more up, especially rhinos, and look at all those Medusas. I wonder if they would be in range if they came over here, could lob shells onto that naval factory. I reckon they could. I reckon they absolutely could. Still, Commander's still under attack from more Janus, so he's actually well down. But it has been a good push back on him. Not enough to get the kill, unfortunately. A couple of Janus left, but you might as well use them to just clean up some units and assist with holding, especially over here. Throw some Janus over here, you could kill so many Medusa. So many Medusa, but we have T2 Navy and it is on the build. However, torpedoed subs, of course torpedo subs, submarines coming in with their torpedoes are going to cause a bad time for that factory, and indeed any engineers. What are they going to go for first? Well, that's the question. Frigates coming in as well, that's a bad sign for Zach. He cannot afford to lose this. Though it seems like the torpedoes, I did it again, the submarines actually focusing on the frigates might be the wrong choice. Frigates having to go with the enemy frigates, they're doing alright. More come off the production line, they're going to be happy joy, and a torpedo bomber is out to help assist. Very good course, going to be able to clean these guys up really nicely, and we'll see the end of that. We see the rhinos have come in, there's no more T2PD over here. Now there's rhinos, there's a commander with overcharge who's having a grand old time, but that's a lot of Medusa. Now without your triads, those Medusa are going to have a great time doing bad things to, well, everything. Absolutely everything. So you got your torpedo bombers are done, you have cleaned up the mess, you have all these engineers coming for the assist on the Naval HQ, because you need it. T2 Navy, Noob has to be aware it's there. He is absolutely aware it's there. Do we see a T2 shift? Well, no, he's sticking with the T1 spam by the look of it. So his attention may very well be elsewhere. I don't see a shift on the ground for air. No, they're sticking with T1, so his only tech at the moment remains this down here. These two T2 factories, and if Zach can hold off this, well, he's got a destroyer back here. That's going to be a huge help if it shoots at the right thing, as that and this triad is going to be incredibly important. Torpedo bomber landing there, not the greatest idea. Ah, there we go. Gunships. They will be incredibly useful, knocking things down, and Zach has pulled his comm back. He wants to be a bit careful, doesn't want to lose him to anything, and the destroyer is ready to go. It is, yeah, going to help cut off that. We have gunships around, triad also in residence. Some Ardy here dying to other Ardy, and some static rhinos just getting tickled down by a gunship, and some T1 Ardy floating over the top. So I think as the numbers grow, this should be a hold for Padua. More and more gunships turn up. Triad has 28 kills now. Back there, 29. Very healthy. Do have a T1 PD here, just ready to help out if anything tries to come around here, as these rhinos do. And then we're going to see them have a bad time against that thing. The walls surrounding it will help out a lot, but the ground is helping less. So in actuality, they're going to be able to get past quite happily, thanks to the lay of the land. This McKinnon may take one down. Yes, indeed it does. It's not going to get two though, and they're going to be able to roll their way into the main base. Commanders and attendants though should be able to overcharge those guys, no problem. Alright, more units coming off. That's a shield boat. It's going to help defend his navy. But the map at the moment, the attack launcher. Is he actually killing off eco with that, or he's killing off navy? There is a T2 Navy shift here. If he kills off that factory, that is going to be absolutely key. There'll be no T2 Navy for Padawanoob. Oh wow, I think it's actually going to happen. T2 Navy factory is up. It is building T2 NGs. The missiles are coming in. Is he going to pick this one up? He kills off the torpedo launcher. A strange choice. And a zapper. So, yep, Noob is well aware of the tech missiles coming in. Spams up a T2 NG straight for some TMD. But nothing left in that launcher. In fact, it's not launching anything else. But it's taken out 3 of the 6 navies, but importantly, the T2 Navy survives. So now, Noob can get himself some T2 Navy into the water. That's going to be a huge change. Up here we see all the units are still trying to stream in. What happened to the gunships? I thought there were more of them. They moved on. They died to something. Ah. They died to the air wing from Noob. So they came over. They've cleaned up these guys, which is a huge problem. Now there's like a single triad trying to hold this all at bay. And it's just simply not going to be able to. He's going to need to get reinforcements over there as soon as humanly possible. There are some frigates on the edge which might be able to shoot these should they wander into range, which they do. But this hero triad, 42 kills to its name, 44 kills, going up all the time, is not going to be long for this world. And you hate to see it. Will it reach the big 50? No, because it gets stunned and it dies on 48. Oh well. Zavai is starting a gun upgrade on this com because, yeah, it kind of needs something on the ground to stop all of that. And we have cruisers coming up. Where was... oh, there they are. So, Zach is absolutely determined to not let Noob get into the T2 Navy game, and he really cannot afford to do so. Salem is being built, and it's being built pretty darn quickly, but that's a lot of Navy officers' doorstep. Does he have enough to hold and kill? If that zapper goes down, I imagine we'll see that thing launch away. Launching it is, the zapper's down, and here we go. Missiles ahoy. That may be the ends of the T2 HQ. Oh dear. That's another missile out, and he's determined to take out the HQ. He wants to take Noob out of the Navy game. And I think we're going to witness a key moment should it happen. Missiles are inbound. HQ, second missile, third missile. Oh dear. No, he doesn't go for the HQ, he goes for the other factories. Oh, I haven't said that the HQ is pretty much dead, isn't it? Down to under 1,000. Desperate repair job from the engineers, but I don't know it's going to last. We still have Imperial destroyers out here. And that is the end of that. So one TAC missile onto this to reduce the hit points down. Frigates in the bay to carve it up. And now that is Noob out of the Navy, and he needs to be worried. Although he's had him... oh no, the push down here has stalled. More gunships have come out, got frigates on the road still. And T2 NGs have popped another triad back here, which has assisted hugely. Just to be safe. Frigate goes down, and I think he's pushing for that HQ. It is damaged, and that seems to be the trajectory of these guys. They've knocked off this factory. Frigates are dying, and they're almost running into it. There is a T1 point of Venus here, which is going to help out a lot. Commander's moved on. He got himself 60 kills with that gun upgrade. More triads going up, so I think... another triad back here. I think we're going to see this attack stall. However, the ground war is far from over for Noob. And we do see torpedo bombers out. If they can take down that cruiser, which has 31 kills to its name, I'm going to guess some of those are ground kills from TAC missiles landing on swarms of enemies. But nonetheless, there's still a lot going on over here. Let's have a look at Eco. Well, Noob is still ahead. He's still got 20 eco up on his opponent, so he's doing well on that front. But checking out the reclaim, Zach is ahead, 5k reclaim ahead, so he's supporting himself with the reclaim, most likely from all the reclaim that's been sitting around here, because why wouldn't you? But that T2 Navy versus that no Navy, and what's he got to try and take that down? While the cruiser is going out for not the HQ, so maybe the wrong choice. There is a couple of zappers going up now, which are going to try and stop that. He's going for the eco, as you might. Oof, that mass extractor is almost down. Zapper is missing, just not killing. Oh dear. Alright, torpedo bombers en masse fly into range of the cruiser but don't actually attack. Yeah, it's a bit of a mistake. 3 kills for that guy. What's he going for now? Looks like he's just decided to go for one of the, just one of the air factories, because something over nothing, why not? But you might as well redirect onto, like, say that there, or... No, I don't see another T2 mixers, but that'd be a good one to kill. Or that one. Or that one even. Nothing on it. Torpedo bombers do come through eventually, and they lob some shells off at that guy. Survives. One more torpedo bomber would have done it. He doesn't have one more torpedo bomber, and the cruiser has 200 health. There's another couple. Send them in. Send them in. This thing is absolutely decimating your base. Send them in. There we go. Torpedoes away. Is that enough? Gets a rank in veterancy. Oh my. Couldn't have been better timed. Survives. And now we have more Navy over here, along with another cruiser. And we check up here the gunships. They have continued on their merry old march. They have just pushed this back and back and back, and now they're picking off mobile arty at will. A few pillars and residents assisting with that. Hasn't even rebuilt his mexes yet. Oh no, take that back. He's in the process of doing so. But my oh my, checking out the other side, we have had a successful run by from Noob. So he's got Unison here. He's managed to kill off the T2 land. Was it there? Oh, maybe he didn't have T2 land up here. Either way, it's a successful little push. Lots of Medusas rolling out, and they're going to make merry havoc. Those factories over here, but this is a problem. Cruisers, T2, and they are just starting to lob shells over here. And this is why you can't afford to lose Navy in the inside pond. Especially against UEF or Seraphim. Because these guys can just sit off land, they can lob cruise missiles all the way over everywhere. And they can knock out a frightening amount of air. However, these guys have finally been forced back just by sheer number of torpedo bombers. No cruisers left in attendance, so they can kill off the destroyers quite happily. And, was that a Mantis having to go? Yes, it was. Dies. Hero Mantis having to go to the destroyer. Dies horribly, but gets something done. And we see more cruisers coming out. So, if there's a chance to get back into the Navy, this is it for Noob. He needs to saunter on in with a whole bunch of engineers, quickly ramp up for T2 Navy, and try to do something about all of this. Hello. Those stingers have decided we're going to go around the edge of the map. We're going to go all the way around. Are they? I think they're going all the way around, and that they're going to try and come in here and do some extra damage. But all the focus right now is Navy over here trying to kill off this little forward base. Zap is going up in abundance, trying to get there. Good evening, Moom. How are we doing today, my friend? And of course, this push on the right is paying dividends for Noob. He is actually pushing back, so not doing so badly there. Yes, there's some tanks and residents. He was very much on the back foot at the beginning, but he's absolutely pushing back. Melanol the Destroyer, thank you for the follow. Nice to see you. I hope you are enjoying yourself. And yeah, but these guys, if they can land in the right spot, they can kill off all the factories, get rid of the build power, but then they have to deal with that as well. But still, that's a massive swarm of T190s going out. Right, over here we have Zach deciding to use his commander to play fuck the ground directly, sorry. decides he doesn't like that part of the hill and just goes ahead and kills it. But his T2 Navy stays intact. His base is shielded up, his power is not under threat. T2 land has been built up as well, so he's going to be able to push these guys back. Now where did those... there they go. Oh, so they swept in here and killed off all this build power. Not that there was much. And now they are sweeping over to the right. Looks like they... nope, they stopped there. I thought maybe they're going to try and cut off this flow of units. That would have been a particularly annoying thing. And yep, engineers down here, well, they're doing a reclaim. They're not trying to rebuild, but either way, Zach decides, no, you don't get to rebuild Navy. I'm coming back in. You're getting nowhere. Oh look, Trigun is possibly my favourite anime of all time. Can you guess? Are you surprised? I just loved it. It's brilliant. It's a hard choice between that and Cowboy Bebop, to be honest. Those are both absolutely fantastic. Anyhow, Navy all up in Padawanoob's base again. These stingers are still floating around, waiting for the opportunity to do something. But I think we're about to see the end of Padawanoob. Torpedo bombers come out. They're going to focus on cruisers as they need to. And a Corsair as well. And yep, there we go. Stingers onto the comm because there's no air left. Noob throws out the GG. He knows he's done. Ah, bam, no. That's your internet. And we're going to see a Control K from Noob. And it was a fun fight. Noob pushed really hard and he was coming back on this side up until he started losing resources and build power. And down he goes. But that was very close. Units were all the way up here. There were even some making it into Zach's base. It was incredibly close. Nomad Experimental can transport ships. Would it be useful? Why would that be useful? When on sentence it could be fun. You could hop them between the two ponds if you needed to. You know, help support the other side. It'd be incredibly useful. But this map, not so much. Unless you were forced out of the middle and you wanted to build up some units and fury them in. Hold here to rebuild. Yeah, I suppose. That could be useful actually. I can see how that would be useful. Just getting rebuilding outside and furying back over. That does make sense. Anyhow, that is game number 3. 1v1 Bermuda Locket. Classic map. Haven't seen it in absolute ages. But yep, Navy won out the game for Zach. I believe that was the key difference. Keeping Noob out of the Navy with those TAC missiles and the swarm. Had Noob managed to get T2 Navy in and make a fight out of it, I believe that would have gone a completely different way. As it was, so close, so close, so very close. Great game. Thoroughly enjoyed that one. Alright, now we have our very last game of the night. And I'm going to pop this up onto a map I've never seen before. And it is going to be completely different. No, not really. It's just a good old 5v5. Average Joe's map, just not incredibly high rankings, but anyway. That's a fair point, Malinois. He could have built Navy outside, he could have put up some Salems and gone naughty walkie as Guile puts it, over the land and push back into Navy. Absolutely could have. But anyhow, that game's over and done. We're on to the next one. That game's old news. So this map is known as Adaptive Rokon. I have never seen it before. You know, we have Team 2 here. It would look got a mixture of Joes and I think there's maybe a Noob thrown in. But certainly a lower ranked game, but still, I felt it worth a watch. So Team 1 first, up on the top position, it is Waver, he is Lavender, he is Cybran, building up his first land. Beside him, it is Nia 1337, I'm not saying it how that guy intends it to be. He's Combat Green, and he is Seraphim. Beside him in a frontish position, it is Noob Dragon, as Burgundy, he's UEF. Over here we have Ave. He's thrown down one factory. He's Seraphim. He's com. He's green. Nice. Standard, just green. His com is walking away. Looks like he's going somewhere. And in the rearguard air position, nicely protected by some mountains. Only one entrance to the base via land. It is Commander Shepard. I'm Commander Shepard. This is my favourite race on the Citadel. He's Cybran and he is light blue. Alrighty, focusing off against them today. Team number 2, we have Kandakar. He's UEF, he's purple, he's watching his way out over here. Gonna grab some reclaim, I would guess. Beside him it is Jimjack J. He is in vomit yellow and he's Cybran. An appropriate colour, I think Gar would find. Vomit yellow for Cybran. Beside him though, it is Aeon lime green. It is Mr. Ob245 and Ob is walking away as well, looking to move to the front with his com. Finally on the front it is Derp. Derp is red, he's UEF and he's going to derp his way around the map. Finally for Team 2, in the rear airguard position, Banana Smoothie. He's pink, he's Seraphim and he's working on air. Alrighty, so having a look at the map. As far as reclaim goes, well, 30k-ish. Pump of reclaim here. All these are worth reclaiming. Got some crystals, got some trees, and looks like Kandakar's going to come over here, wanting to grab all of this lot to boost his early eco. On the flip side, got a bit of raiding planned out from Waver, so he's getting some units off and wanting to say good day. Do have some defensive units out from Derp, so he's not quite as derpsy derpy derps, but he does not have enough. Only a couple of marines to stop these hunters, so and the additional hunters over here, I don't think they're going to happen. I mean, you can. The problem with that is if you build, the only things you can walk over land is the Salems. And up here we see, well, actually the hunters win just due to a little bit of micro. They dip and dodge and duck and weave and they actually tank out the 2 mech marines, so goodbye those guys. And now we have a Selene wandering its way over, but running into range of a pillar striker. He's going to die a horrible death. Only the Salems can walk over the land, right? So they're the only unit you could put into the middle. They don't have anti-air, so they're very vulnerable. Well, they got very weak anti-air, so they're very vulnerable to torpedo bombers. And this is a drop coming from Mr. Banana Smoothie. He's wanting to grab that. Not really. The problem I think with the Cybran Navy, their cruisers don't have the TAC missiles. They've only got direct fire. So they're very much doing less damage than what you could do with traditional cruisers from UEF or Seraphim. Pick up there from their strike. I got myself another couple of kills. It's going to be safety for this engineer from these guys. Going to keep that at bay. Alright, we have Wavers walking forward with this com finally. He wants to get into the action over on the side. Yeah, but Subcom 2, nobody likes Subcom 2. It's a piece of shit compared to this game. Alright. Selene turns up and starts trying to kill off the plasma cannon, which is a silly idea because there's a commander building it. Turns its attention to the engineer, which Kandakar takes exception to. Kills that little scout. Rightly so. Another scout sneaking up here from Ave. Has he got it on hold fire and cloak? No, he's just scouting around. He's going to open up and reveal his presence very shortly. In the middle, what do we have? We have Jimjack J, and he's wandering around where Noob Dragon is facing off against Ob245. Wants to be a little careful because there are 2 commanders here. He comes over, he's going to be 2v1'd, and not in the good way. Not in the good way. Yeah, he needs to run, and he needs to run really fast. If he hangs around, he's a dead man. So the problem with Subcom 2 is it is nothing like Subcom 1 at all. The only thing that was similar about it is units by name and the factions. The eco was different, the upgrading was different. It was a completely different game, and I consider it a complete failure. It's one of the rare games RTS games I could not finish. Alright, there's a bomber out from Waver. That's going to help keep his units alive over here. Bombs away a couple of tanks, and yep, Noob Dragon has run away. I feel like they could have chased him some. A little bit more, just keep pushing him away. But gone he is, and that's all he needs to do. We have gun upgrade down here for Ave, and he's going to gun upgrade here for Kandakar as well, so they're going to match up against each other. Though Ave is very much ahead. 80% done for him, whilst we have nearly 30% for Kandahar. So he's way behind on there. Gun upgrade started for Noob Dragon. So he wants to get into a bit more of a comm fight in the middle. These two guys should get on with upgrades as well. They're going to need it. T1 PD will help keep things at bay. Good times. There isn't a single thing I liked about Subcom 2. I really tried. Like, I wanted to play through. I wanted to do the campaign, whole story and everything, but no, I couldn't. It was awful. Alright, gun upgrade is done for Ave, and he's going to start walking around with that very brutal comm at this point of the game. Speed and damage, speed and range is ahoy, and that is going to shoot away all these units. And right now, Kandahar wants to, yes I do, Melanol, I actually have my YouTube channel linked further down below, and yeah, I'll upload everything maybe a day or two later, just to give priority to Twitch at the moment, and I'll just export out to YouTube. So I've got a whole history of videos. Yep, got a whole lot that you can go have a look at, enjoy, have fun. Alrighty, gun upgrade in the middle for Jim Jack J, but this is, why he's walking the wrong way. Ave could have come down here and had a go at Kandahar, who is stuck on an upgrade, not moving, although there is some T1 PD in residence. That will help keep him alive. Alright, maybe he's coming over here to help mid, because there are two comms here. And there's the assistance from OB245. Now, Mantis could have given assistance too. These guys have a little bit of build power, and if they jump on the assist wagon, that could help with that upgrade right there. We hear Ave having to go, walks towards T1 PD because he just can. Because, you know, he's that tough. Ave don't care. Ave don't give a shit. But when you're shooting walls, it's like you're shooting blanks. Kind of missing the point here. The point is to hit that. You really want overcharge. Really want overcharge if you're going to be doing this. That would have been dead ages ago. There we go, the wall finally dies, and the PD dies, but not before losing a third of his health. Now, poor sucker. Alright, I'm hearing more comm fire. So Derp has got his gun comm. Nice big witty gun on the arm of that guy. No, it's what happens? This is why you surround it with walls, because it causes issues with targeting, and the way things are, it protects it from tanks of the T1 level. They have a very flat fire trajectory, and it will actually hit the walls instead of the PD. The only thing that stops it is when you grab this guy, and what are they shooting at? Oh, there they go. If you have overcharge, you can direct it directly on the PD, and you're happy. Alrighty, but Commander supported by T1 Adi, that's a nasty thing. Do have a T1 bomber out. Kill these things. Great targets for you, although you're not going to get another bomb away because you have an interceptor shooting you down. Unlucky. Right, Ave's having to walk up. Ooh, I like this. Little bit forward base being placed up, got some flak up, although you really want to do some PD, because drone? That's a curious choice. So Noob Dragon got the gun upgrade, but then he's popped up a drone now, and a second drone, so he's going for that build power. On the left hand side we have a looking like a solid run by from Waver. He's going to get on through, and in the meantime Derp is stuck on 70% T2. He does not want to stop that, but does he have the units to stop this? Well, no, I don't think he does. He's going to want to get some assistance on these and pop out some more units, get them into a nice big group. Oh no. Stuck on an upgrade. He's got a gun comm coming in. Oh, no, he's cancelled the upgrade. Yep, no, he had to. He could not stay there. That's a gun comm. Those are units. He needs to run his little butt off, and he needs to get away from whatever is planned for him. Over here we see Ave's having the time of his life against units. Getting himself a rank of endurance very shortly, and that will just help his regen, and he'll be a good time. Ooh. Yep. And this is not looking good for Derp. He's got a gun comm shooting him down. He's surrounded by units, and I think we're going to see the end of him. Bombers coming in from Waver as well. Ah dear. We're going to see you later, Derp. Derp's himself, unfortunately, got no support there. 2v1 on the left, and he is going to drop out any moment now. Ah, there's Corsairs as well, just to make absolutely sure. Commander Shepard rolls in with those things right at the last moment and steals the kill. That seemed particularly unnecessary. Anyhow, what are they going to go for next? We do have a pair of commanders in the middle, but there's a bunch of flak, so if they come over this way, they're going to die a horrible death. Looks like they are actually tailing for Kandakar. So he hasn't been paying attention, he did not see the Corsairs, and while his commander's been busy ravaging this little fort base of Arves, here they come. Duck, dodge and weave, my friend. One pass, loses 2/3 of his health. That's a horrible thing to happen. And he's got Arve coming back, who too is also quite damaged. Oh dear, do that duck, dodge and dive, duck and weave. Takes a few to the front, and there's just not enough to save him. There's no air to speak of, any interceptors anywhere for team number 2, and we're going to see Kandakar go out. Tries to run away, straight line though, doesn't really matter, there's too many Corsairs around. Boom. So that's, I won't credit this one over here. Not going to credit this kill to Shepherd, that was really all done by Waver and Nia. I'd say Nia possibly more because the comm came in, but that snipe, that was all Shepherd. But this leaves Arve with admittedly a damaged comm, but a 2 rank vet comm, so not doing so badly. Noob is pushing up with his guy, but that is 2 players down for team 2, and units in the base for OB245. That's not a good look. There is a T1 PD here which is going to help things out, and a few Auroras floating past which will plink away. Kill the Mantis and you'll be right. Don't worry about the anti-air, although then again they are Cyberians, they do have some ground capability. Hello, bring them down, although I guess them coming off that will help out, and we'll see you later. But we have T3 air, so Banana, Smoothies you like, is up to T3 air, whilst Commander Shepherd has only halfway there and hasn't even built his second. Did I miss something? Is that a strat? All his stuff is dead, and I didn't see what happened. I missed that. If you actually saw on the minimap maybe what happened, maybe it was a strat that flew over and murdered all of that, or was it a drop or something, let me know. I completely missed that while I was focusing on other stuff that was going around. Anyhow, X's have been rebuilt over here. We have some units coming over from OB to try and defend, although Waver very confidently walking up with his commander into enemy territory, doesn't have a lot, and he is looking at T3 air. I would not be so confident. If I saw that my opponent has T3 air, I would be thinking, maybe I don't want to be here, because the player on my team doesn't have T3 air. Now it's coming, an air snipe. Hell, that's what I'd do. Picking out down here, we have, well, that's almost a T2 air upgrade done for OB245 as well. In fact, it is done, and he's grabbing some extra power over here. He's going to need it. He should line this with it, really. He's got the extra eco over here, got some units, so that's a bit of a pushback on Waver. So he's going to be quite happy with some units in front, and he is indeed. He's walking back, as he very much needs to. Over here we have a T2 upgrade for Noob Dragon. Curious choices this guy's having. However, choices they are, and they are making a difference. In the middle we see Jim Jack and OB are quite happy with their comms under a pair of shields. Plenty of flak and a few T2 PD, but still would be susceptible to this push, I'd think. Although they have some units behind them all helping out. Okie dokie. On the right hand side, some Vuthus around for Arve, who's on another upgrade. Can't see what it is, unfortunately, because I missed notification. That is fine. And there are some Nothers. Are they going for a Waver? Oh, yes, they are. Nothers ahoy! You want to dodge those? They do a lot of damage. They don't have a lot in the range of area effect. They're easy to dodge, but I think Waver's going to go down. He's just walking in a straight line, trying to run away. He has no anti-air to speak of. One bomb. Boom. So Waver, the air snipe happens, and he's a goner. Whoopsie, all of his stuff's gonna die, and that leaves Nia in a slightly exposed situation. Run, bitch, run. On the right hand side, we see units pushing up from Jim Jack J. They seem to think they could do something over here. Well, not really. You've run into units. You've got a... he's got the nano repair, so he's going full on combat comp. Gun upgrade with nano repair, so that extra health and extra regen. Very chunky commander there. We have TT units coming down from Noob, whose comm is in the area. Doesn't need to worry. There's air around as well, but the ASFs are having a go at that. That's going to be all she wrote for there. Okay, in the middle, these two guys are still just chilling, just having a chat while they get all the units to do the work. Nice and safe under the shields, so they think. I don't think there's much that can take them out right now. Hello, Strat. That's a Syntha. Bombs away! We're going to see that impact on Nia. Nia's going to have a bad time with that. Has got some air of his own around, but ASFs are going to clean that up right smart. And what other air around is there? Well, nothing. Do have T3 Air HQ, and the first Iron Reactor has been worked on, so Shepard is very much playing catch up. This is great work from Banana. He's way ahead. But I wonder if he sacrificed his teammates to do it. See Nia still trying to run away, trying to dodge those bombs. If he can get a good turn, he'll be safe. There we go. Nicely dodged, nicely avoided. Very good twist. Ave starting with a gun splash upgrade. This is actually a big upgrade. I want to show you a look at it, but not just yet, because we are focusing on Nia at the moment, getting slammed by the Syntha. Has got some flak around, trying to get closer towards to shoo it away. Question is, what health is going to go down first, his or the bombers from the flak? Dodge. Doesn't dodge, going to take a face full of bomb. Boom! Only a couple more left before he goes down. The Syntha, however, I would not say almost as powerful as a laser. The chest laser is the most. There we go. Bomber goes down and it falls on the ground. Threw it on the ground, right there. The microwave laser from the chest to the Cybercom is the most powerful upgrade. These are Mercies, and they're having a bad time flying over anti-air because they are weak as fuck, and they disappear with the slightest sneeze. Oh no, did he change to nano repair? I think he changed to nano repair, decided he needs to be healthy. Because Mercies, he must have been hit by a whole swarm of Mercies, and he changed his mind about his upgrade, decided to move elsewhere. There we go. So there's the you can T1 anti-air is more than enough to take care of Mercies. They just get sneezed on. They have 10 health, a sneeze and die, weakest unit in the game. And going for the nano repair, but he is open to this kind of thing coming around the edge. I think that's not going to be enough. I don't believe 2 Mercies are going to manage to knock that off. I think they do about 2,500 damage, so he's going to be absolutely fine. He'll be low, but he'll be fine, and he's regening all the time, so you need some more Mercies to finish him. Boom, boom. Yep. Needed another, just one more Mercy would have done that. One more Mercy and he would have been dead. Still, we now have a push coming down this side from Noob Dragon with the combined forces of Ave. And that's a lot of damage coming over, not too many units to stop them. A lot of their build powers coming to the middle here. Still chilling with the comms, including one of these was a gun comm. There we go, so Ob was a gun comm. He could have made a bigger difference than, look. PD shooting the ground, because fuck the ground, right? Anyway, this is just being absolutely walked over. Throwing some gunshots over, they really want to try and kill Ave, but you're flying over flak. That's an awful idea, and now there's a shield up. You're going to get absolutely nothing done. These guys are all dead. If you had to maybe combine forces and used a strat from old Banana over here, could have been a different story. But you really wanted to use those gunships to kill off all of this, because that is threatening your bases, and you want to be really careful. Goes a little bit quiet. I swear, if he gets that, if he does that and then does the gun upgrade, that's going to be one very, very tough commander. Almost, I'd say like it's like a half an experimental, just in regards to health and power. A 5-star Seraphim Com with the gun nano upgrades, I think has around 44,000 HP. That's as much as a monkey. That is a very, very strong unit. Down here though, absolute problems in your base. Did you say you wanted T2 units destroying your mass extractors? Well, whether you said you wanted it or not, that's what you have. Power's going down, mixers going down, damage all over the place. 83% upgraded mix. If that goes down, it will be a massive loss. Focus that, do some real damage. So much wasted mass if that does not complete. But don't think it's going to happen. Although having said that, there's more units, but Spectres are inbound to assist. They're going to knock off the anti-air, then they'll be free to kill off the units, and that's going to survive and finish. Alrighty. Yes indeed, units coming in to defend, and there we go, ASFs from Commander Shepard, so he has got himself into that game, and we have Ilshivers, a large force of Ilshivers. There's nothing down here to stop them, although Nothers will do the job. There's no air to defend, no anti-air. You guys are going to come in and they're going to lob a couple of bombs away. Well, I thought they would. Makes sense to me for them to do so, but the ASFs are currently distracted, trying to kill off the gunships. Well, actually, they do kill off the gunships. Leaves a single Ilshiver down here. He's not going to have a good time with it though. Up here, let's have a check it out. What do those Nothers do? Well, they're doing something. Are they going for near? Nothers going for near. I think that's a wrong idea. No, they're going for the power. That's a good idea. 2 Nothers to kill a single T2 Pigeon. Worth it. And a Strat. So Strat's up here. I think it is killing off... Yep, it's got itself 6 kills. Has killed off a whole swarm of Ilshivers. And just kind of loitering. I think that was an attempt at a hover bomb. It didn't work out so well. Now it's going for something. Nope, circling back around. So he has finished the nano upgrade, and look at that. 40k HP. And if that splash gun, that'll be a pure stress, just wrecking these Nothers. Sorry, wrecking these Ilshivers. And they're goners. Air is in attendance to defend against any ASFs that Shepard might show up. And we have nano repair going down for Nia as well. Interesting, although Nia has the restoration field, so anything around it gets healed. Sitting there out in the open, that's not enough. If you want to snipe, you want to do more than 2 bombers, especially with ASF sitting around from Shepard. That'll do some damage, but that's all. Yep, 1, 2. Heck, the one just died of flak. Gunships coming from OB, but flak, you know, that shit that kills you real fast, and ASFs. That shit that kills bombers even faster. Silly idea. Another Strat coming in 1 by 1. Sure, you've got him half dead, but it's not worth it. You're just throwing those away because you've got nothing done. With the nano repair, that commander's going to regenerate all of that health, and it's just basically mass wasted. Build up the forces with enough to kill them in one swoop. Alright, we're going to talk about the upgrade. So, enhanced nano repair system. You see it's a 6,000 mass, 450 energy, and then the gun upgrade as well. Another 5,500 math, another 270,000 energy. So they are big upgrades, but have a look at the effect. Increases the main cannon damage to 850% and does area of effect. So yes, very strong upgrade, but I would put my money on the microwave laser every time against that. It's just too strong. Alrighty. Ilshivers continue to push down the left hand side, but they're just going to die to air. Got some Vulthus loitering around, they're going to murder them off quite happily. And what's going on here? Oh, still T2HQ, we have upgrades going on, eco going up. Actually, I think he's just focusing on eco right now, spitting out a few units to be helpful. Arve's yelling for E because, well, he kind of needs it. Oh dear. That has been spotted, but I think... No, attention is elsewhere. Oh no. Oh, that's a beautiful drop. Gunships get slaughtered by some ASF over this side, which leaves Ilshivers ready to just roll on in and do some damage. But speaking of damage, this is going to be a bad time. If these guys focus on down something, they're going to absolutely decimate, which is now what they're doing. So T2 mass extractor down there. A couple of Thams around just for fun, but the Zooies are going to be doing the majority of the damage. One volley, two volleys, goodbye mechs, and the third volley comes along. It's going to knock out a bunch of the reclaim. Oh no. Hasn't even been noticed by anything. But is that a... we have T3 here. That's a Percival. That's a tough time. And Ave has completed the gun upgrade. That's just going to do damage. See there, the range of it. Just shoots one unit, kills everything around it as well. But his base is an absolute tatters. That is all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mass extractors down. The NG's coming over, and is he going to focus on... oh, I would focus on the power of Awesome. You get rid of that energy, it means the overcharge goes down, but the T2 air factory, is that going to go down as they're trying to repair it instead of going for the reclaim? I would have grabbed these NGs, I would have reclaimed all of these guys, but instead they're popping up some T1 PD. Is going to be too late. But it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. His base is a wreck. He still has the important thing though, which is the power and the energy storage, so he can overcharge. Yeah, sure, send in your Corsairs. I'll just shrug them off because I'm a brutally powerful upgraded commander. Nia also finishes the advanced nano repair, yep, and they're now extremely tough as well without the gun upgrade, but going to be very hard to kill. And look at this, can just basically ignore the Corsairs. They're going to struggle to deal with that guy. Up here we see that's a lot of arty. Yes, it is. T3 mobile arty lobbing over the hill. These shields ain't going to survive under that, and you guys need to evacuate because you got nothing to stop this. Look at those lobbing. You got some tech launchers. What were you going for? Should have launched to something while you had the chance right there. That would have been a great target. Was it in range? The commander was. Oh no. Tech launchers all ready to go, not even used, or barely used. Could have lobbed those at a stationary upgrading commander. Would have been great. These would chain react. They are close enough to cause damage to each other. That's why I see going for the factory was probably the wrong idea. I would have gone for these next quite happily and tried to murder all of that to reduce his overcharge ability. Because as it is, he can just overcharge almost at will. Even if the com wasn't that tough. And Jimjack J might be problems here, caught up in the middle with not much happening. Although OB245 is getting dangerously close to that guy. Titans. Titans are fun. Has got the speed upgrade, but no overcharge by the look of it. I don't see any storage. Yes, I do. No, it is PGents. No overcharge. Really wants overcharge. Really wants overcharge. Having said that, if he's going to get cut off by this guy, what a waste. Tech launchers that could have lobbed up and killed off Nia. The lobber 2 or could just gone for eco. There's no TMD here whatsoever. All this was under threat from those tech launchers. T3 PG, T3 HQ, Commander, all sorts. And your thoughts are being built. But here we go. Let's watch OBS die. Ave is just shrugging that off. But Percival's actually come on in and get the kill on OB. OB hadn't got much answer to that, unfortunately. And we're going to see all of this die. Gunships are out, strap bombers out. Percival's going to have a bad time, but where is he? There we go. Jimjack J is stuck up here, surrounded. Percival's one way, Ilchiver's the other way, and an ACU bearing down. Let's just watch the health fall off this guy. Look at that. Like 800 a shot. But I would still put my money on the microwave laser. Not even kidding. That's strats out from Banana, who is now actually the last player left alive on that team. Strats are not going to get enough done. Too few. Far too few. You're going to need like I don't know, 20 strats? Yeah, 20 strats or so. Kill that? Yep. It'd be close. But, you know, enough damage that, like, if you exploded that one, it would cause damage to those three. Explode that one, causes damage, goes to them. It would do enough damage, the chain reaction would be quick to have effect. But, yeah, so Banana, what have you got up your sleeve? Well, you've got Nuke, and you've got a Ythota, and you've got a whole bunch of T2PD. You're gonna need more against that. 50,000 hit points, so 5-star bet, double nano regen, 50k HP. So it's actually got more than a monkey. Actually got more. And when it comes to toe, I think the overcharge would be key. But yeah, Commander versus Monkey. I think without overcharge, Monkey easily. With overcharge, it would be kind of even. Because that microwave laser does a lot of damage. Not even kidding, it does a lot of damage. But Ave is very confident. Managed to rebuild their base, but is very confident about the strength of their commander. Nia has built an experimental. There we go, we saw that chicken that was building earlier. It has completed and is stomping its way up. Back here we see the Commander Shepard. It's just focusing on T3 air, rebuilding the base, getting a mass extractor up. It does have an SMD, so whether they scouted the nuke or not, I don't know. Let's find out. Ah yeah, they know it's there. Has been scouted, so that's all well and good. Scouts have been flying over. All the idea. Alright, Ave continues to walk on up. And what do we have? We have Banana Smoothie in a very, very silly place to be caught on an upgrade if Ave comes right in. For that, then we could see the end of Banana Smoothie right here, right now. Outside the shields, not much going on. 1, 2, 3, 8 T2PD are not going to do anything, and we have supporting units rocking in with Ave. Hi there, come over the ridge. Be noticed. Die. So they're very good against Titans, I'll give them that much. But against the walkie stompy commander behind it, not so much. T3 cancelled. Banana goes, I can't stay standing there. Very wisely you can't stay standing there. Over that, Ythota is almost done. Going up very quickly could be the key to knocking off Ave there. Right, PD open up and just look at the health fall off. One salvo, 4k HP, and the Ythota is done. It is time. You're acting like you're an experimental, but guess what, buddy? You ain't. And now you've got your Ythota chasing you down. You're gonna have a really bad time. I believe the Ythota also outranges the commander. Yes, it does. Run, bitch, run. Is he going to get away? I think not. Lots of Viltrovers coming in, but we're going to see it. Might as well turn around and fight. You ain't getting out of it. Ball of Doom comes in, misses just as well. Focusing down the comm. Look at their health just fall off. Having said that, Ythota drops them pretty rapidly, but that's from the Viltrovers as well. And Ave, you are not experimental. Your commander is dead. Ythota's just going to stand here and kill things as they come over the ridge, and why not? Real estate. Revet, what's it shooting at? Oh, there was something there, but it's dead now. Lord. Alright, the nuke launcher is done, and the nuke is building bananas back here, all nice and safe and cozy. As the Ythota as a point defense, very useful. However, there is another Ythota coming in, and that is a very damaged one by comparison. It's not going to be good. And yeah, a lot of point defense is dead. Don't have a bad time. Does Banana know that's coming? No, no idea whatsoever. Gonna know in a moment. Ythota on Ythota action. Ooh, dodge that shot. Not going to dodge that one though. And the ball just, oh no, gets in range. Oh dear. You want to turn around and shoot back, but you're just gonna die a horrible death right there. Is the death ball? Volthing's out to help out there, and the death ball is going to be absolutely key that drops out of this guy. There we go. Look at the amount of damage this lightning storm's doing. Just the health is stripping off that thing. It's going to die a horrible death. Oh dear. But now it is no point of defense left. More units coming in. Percy's just holding up and waiting. There was another experimental build somewhere. I saw the notification. I don't see it. Oh, there we go. It's a Fat Boy. It's all the way back there though. Nobody cares. Some stress lined up from Commander Shepard, but yeah, I think it's pretty much over. Air has just been won. ACFs are cleaning up the skies. Oh no, there's a couple of PD left here, but maybe not for long. There's still that lightning storm around, just cleaning off some Ushis at will. What are we building? Well, focusing on that nuke. Really want to get it done, but yeah, I think you want more PD. In come the Titans, in come the Percivals. Really wants to nuke somebody. Really wants to nuke somebody. Titan rolls in, these point defense are just about dead. Not going to last too much longer in the face of all that, and the Percival coming over. What is left? Well, nothing really. Couple of point defense back here. You're going to try and thin out some numbers, but they're not going to get a lot done. As this force just gradually works its way in. Titans rolling on through. Going to start killing off engineers, which he desperately needs to try and build everything. Shields go down. Pigeon finishes just in time for the other one to die. This one's going to go down as well. Kaboom, kaboom, kaboom. There's the chain reactions. And that is a control K from Banana Smoothie. Nothing more he can do. Doesn't get to send his nuke off. And that was an interesting game. Won't worry about the desync at the end. Never do. That's absolutely fine. So some fun. A couple of air snipes coming out from Banana Smoothie. Didn't quite do them correctly. Kill off Ava. A lot of mercies came in. Not enough from Ob 245. It was the right idea. Didn't have much air support at the time. Needed more though. Just needed more. Full stop. There we have it, folks, though. That. Oh. That's game. Fun time. So, up here we saw Shepard went for the early T2 Corsair snipe. He didn't really get that, but he did knock off Kandahar over here. And unfortunately for him, he was caught cold. No anti-air whatsoever. If you have T2, get flak. Just have some flak in the general vicinity if you're calm, if you're pushing with them. That helps a great deal against T2 snipes like that. On the left hand side, that kill really I credit to Nia pushing in and knocking off Derp. And then these two guys stood in the middle for a while, just holding out with a little bit base, focusing on the units. Unfortunately, they couldn't get else done, whilst all the kills went to Banana Smoothie for their team. We eventually just got simply run over from too many units. Interesting little map though. You got this whole defensive line here. You know, there's only one entrance to the base, and it's going to start dropping air in, and it's quite easy to hold from a ground point of view. There we have it, folks. That is going to be the end of the casting for tonight. Now the next question is, are there games on? It doesn't. Oh, hold on. No. It doesn't look like it. Ah, actually, there's a Serenity Reef I could try and join. Maybe. Now left on your cook time. Haha, you enjoy that. Nope. I think we may wrap this one up here. Been a fun 4 games, and yeah, the Serenity Reef's not looking that great for the ratings. So we're going to wrap this one up here, folks. Hope you've enjoyed yourselves. I hope the casts have been thoroughly entertaining, and that you can have yourselves a good start to the week watching these. So yeah, we'll wrap it. All the wrap. All time. And end the stream. So folks, again, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for being here. Hope you have a good day, morning, night, whatever time zone you may be in. Take care, take it easy, enjoy yourselves, and we shall see you next time with more casts coming away, and hopefully games next time. Should see more of the guys on. Take care. Farewell.